All right then. Okay, right then. So now we're back in the now we're back at the point where we're working with normal time. We can now just do the video properly now. We can do the intros and outros. You don't have to work.
We don't have to come into the studio at 5 a.m. and record 10 different takes until you pick one you like.
Hold on a fucking second here. Who said anything about us having a studio?
Where was I?
You're on a different fucking project for a start, which means we're going to have a conversation. What YouTube channel have you been seeing behind our back?
Many, but that's beside the point.
Oh, you're a bit of a fucking whore now, is it?
It's only sex, Jonathan.
Only sex. Only sex, you say. Right, well, no fucking softcore for you, lads.
Oh, my ice cream.
It's not soft. Well, you really don't want to get softcore and soft serve mixed up, lad.
And speaking of, number 45.
Anyway, welcome back everybody to the Filthy 50, where we are enlisting the worst games you've ever played.
That name is getting worse the more you say it.
It was Neil that thought it up. Blame him.
The more connotations with our weird intros.
Yeah.
I only said it in relation to my old list, and then you stole it. You didn't pay me for it, so fuck you.
And you still will not be paid for it as this series goes on. Have the last 8 years of this channel not fucking shown anything? It's like you don't get paid for this.
But we're qualified for monetization.
Not for the fucking videos we do. We're not.
No, we're not.
No, you see, with the whole monetization thing, has to be original content. There's nothing fucking original about us. So, with that in mind, it's true though. I mean, I fucking edit our videos. I can say that. I can say these things, all right?
You can. It's just you shouldn't.
Well, I'm actually hurting both Adam's and Neil's feelings here. That's it. I don't normally get two first like this, but I'm gonna take it when I have it. Like, yeah. In any case, as always, I'm gathered by myself, Adam, Neil.
Hello, guys.
We are.
Thank you for joining us on this review of our lives.
Yes, we do have some very different gaming experiences. Some good, most bad, as we're learning from our list. You'll know from our top 100 games that we have played quite a bit over the years, and we have a lot of strong opinions on things, which will definitely not come up in the next hour and a half of this video.
That was an understatement.
Yes. So, if you've seen the last two parts of this series, you'll know the rules by now. If not, by all means, go back and have a look at how our first 10 went.
Or continue watching if you don't really care.
If you are someone who likes to start at things at 40, listen, I understand.
You do you. I respect it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we prefer the viewership, but that's
you know what? In fact, skip to 18 minutes timestamp in this video.
What, we're at like number 39?
I assume so.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems the way it goes sometimes. Okay, anyway, so let's get the show back on the road. Adam, with your number 40.
Excuse me, I just swallowed a fly.
Is that I swallowed a fly? That's the name of the game, is it?
No. My number 40. So, something that I've noticed a lot with my list is there's a lot of sequels in it.
Mm-hmm.
And not just any sequel, it's the sequel that made me stop playing the series.
I have a few of them myself, yeah.
And that's... this game isn't a bad game by any means. So, the first game I loved, it's just to get it out of the way there, the game is Digimon World 2.
Okay.
So, the first Digimon World is I don't know if we need a preamble. You're a Digimon tamer, you're sucked into the digital world, you get one monster, you get to go around recruiting Digimon to the city. It's really fun. The second one, you're given a tank and it's an isometric grid. You have limited numbers of steps.
I beg your pardon.
Digimon appear randomly in battle formations. You get 3 party members, and you have, as I say, you have limited fuel.
Wait, you're in a tank?
Yeah. So imagine Pokemon Mystery Dungeon,
but in a tank.
But you're in a tank, and you can launch 3 Digimon to battle the wild Digimon.
So they're kind of like blended in Valkyria Chronicles.
I was going to say, it's like how many JRPGs can we throw into this fucking hot mix?
It was not bad per se, but when you get towards the end and there are 99 plus levels, I filled my entire backpack with nothing but step extenders.
Yeah.
Had a team of 3 ultimate level Digimon, couldn't get a Mega. Didn't manage to recruit him. That one time, you get one chance to do it because he shows up on floor 90 of this place.
Alright.
And it's a rare 1 in 500 event chance that I managed to get, and then he wiped my team. Anyway.
Does that contribute to why it's number 40 on your list?
I got to floor 98 after a 3-hour slog and didn't have enough steps to get to the end.
Enough steps?
Because it's randomly generated dungeons with traps
Jesus
where
Christ.
you have no idea where the floor exit is. And in order to recruit Digimon, you need to bring toys with you. Specific types of toy that you load into a cannon and fire at their overworld sprite. Then if you fire,
So really getting a lot of use out of the tank motif in this.
the tank, you can like get preemptive damage on them, or like fire off stunning things so they'll stop pacing towards you.
Yeah.
And again, it's every step you take, they'll take a step. But like in order to recruit them, you need them to have a love heart above their head, so they need to be happy. You have to hit them with the thing. You have to hope that they're the only Digimon that spawns in the 3 potential spawn range.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Then you have to, or rather, you knock them out last. So obviously, you're leaving the strongest one to last. It's like fucking hell. And then
This is quite a
then there's a
capture
chance for
Yeah.
them to ask to join you, and you have to finish the dungeon for them to join you. It was really an interesting game. I sunk a ton of hours into it. I don't know if that comes across. I've never finished it.
It sounds incredibly hard too, because it's of just how like over complicated they made
Now,
it.
again, like I came back to it years later and watched someone play it, and it's like, so yeah, you just do the RNG and up here, and this
Great impression, actually.
this tells you exactly what floor you're spawning on. Oh no, this is a bad floor. This is a dead floor. It's game over. We're gonna have to reset.
Great game of the year.
Love it.
It's a bad floor. We'll have to start again.
There is a potential perfect play that can't get out of these randomly spawning dungeons.
And you can tell that by the RNG number.
Yeah, that's.
I'm sorry, is that up at the top right screen? Is it?
When I was like 13 and playing this, I couldn't.
Obviously, yeah, because you're not a fucking soothsayer. Like, you need to have some level of intuition with that.
In fact, this game not only... So it didn't actually stop me from playing Digimon World. Digimon World 3 is still my favourite in the series.
Yeah.
It stopped me from playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Because it's ruined the gimmick for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fairness, I understand what you're talking about with Mystery Dungeon, because especially...
Why, you were a tank in that?
No, it's with the post-game stuff.
Put an Ultra Ball through some Charizard.
too far.
That would actually get me playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
Perfectly honest.
Okay, I can recommend Palworld.
I was going to say that fucking shitty fucking thing, Pal World. Yeah, it's pretty much that. Yeah. No, in fairness, like the mission, I don't totally understand it, because for the main game it's fine, but once you're doing post game stuff, every dungeon is like 100 floors, and they do this thing called a monster house, which is basically just like a massive boss.
monster houses there.
Yeah,
they exist in that.
Yeah, so but like the maps are arranged in such a way where like there could be massive rooms.
Is it made by the same people?
No. It's just a similar gameplay style thing.
It must be a Japanese thing.
Yeah, it's a Japanese type of game.
Did Monster Rancher have something similar as well? Or I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Or Dragon Quest maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say. But look, yeah, I see what you mean.
Answers on the postcard. Let us know what this genre of game is
the
called.
isometric thing, yeah. Just to see. Be curious to see what happens.
Anyway, that's my therapy session.
On to another 5. Yes, so this is my number 40 now. So this is a game that we have played on the channel, as is a lot of the entries on this list. But if I'm not mistaken, is the only Fenian Plays entry on this list. So this is a game that we had played with the intention of being Irish centric, and this is one of the reasons why it's on the list, because we played a game because we were told it's set in Ireland, Irish characters, blah blah blah, all sounds great, except when we booted up the game, has fucking nothing to do with it. Clive Barker's Undying.
Oh.
Do you know what that sound is? The game. In a fucking nutshell.
It's a steaming pile of meh.
It's so meh.
Genuinely trying to figure out what game you were talking about.
Like,
there.
that's the thing. My hot intro there is as interesting as that fucking game gets. Because we clocked, like, what we normally do with Fenian Plays, or at least like what we did a couple of years ago. Like, I'm using the Saboteur as an example, which is a great example of like a game
You're
that.
actually going to say the Saboteur.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, hey, it's not set in Ireland.
No, it's not. No, but the Saboteur is a great example of a game winning us over in the first 2 hours. Whereas it was just nothing but absolute bollocks. Like, the accent was terrible, but the gameplay is fun, and we got to fucking like punch an exploding cow. That game is sold to us now. That's an upper echelon game for us. But Undying was the difference, where it was trying to be atmospheric and spooky and a little bit tense. But the problem was...
It was set in Ireland.
Well, here's the thing, you see. It was set off the west of Ireland, so it's obviously meant to be in like some sort of like...
It's always out the west.
It's always out the west, you know why?
Why can't I place this fucking game?
That's where all the mad shit happens.
Yeah. Like it was meant to be. I think it's meant to be in the Aran Islands. Is the thing, or it was meant to be like off the coast or something, on a magical fucking island that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know,
Craggy Island.
yeah. Essentially, Craggy Islands. Yeah, and it's in this like beautiful, this big like old manor essentially. But like now, Clive Barker, of Clive Barker's fame,
God love him.
God love him. Like obviously of the Hellraiser stuff and all the other bits and bobs and over the years, Hellraiser's perfectly fine if you're into that sort of thing. His games are fucking terrible.
I mean, if you're into that sort of thing, you might like these.
Well, the games that he helps make are absolutely
That's a
terrible.
loaded fucking thing. You're into that kind of thing, you fucking deviant.
Yeah.
If boredom is pleasure for you.
But like, but Undying was a very fair warning to not play the rest of his games, because you know how bad they're going to get. Like, one game that is infamously bad is Clive Barker's Jericho. And that's not going to feature on my list because I know better.
You mean Clive Barker's Jericho?
That's made by Clive Barker, yes, I mentioned that, yeah. I don't know if that came across in the recording, but
no, stop saying Clive Barker in there.
Why, does he appear like fucking Beetlejuice, does he?
No, I think we have to pay him every time you say it.
Oh, well.
He's patented the name Clive.
And Barker.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, the game just, like, it just is so, like, devoid of any sort of interest. Like, we clocked about 2.5 hours. Like the Saboteur, we had the opening session and it won us over, so we continued to play the game. With Undying, the whole point was, okay, let's do the first round and see if it hooks us again. And I'd say after the second hour, we went, no, we're done. Like, I've no interest in this plot. I've no interest in the combat. I've no interest in the puzzles. It's just so wide open and nothing fucking here.
I'm sorry, you said plot, combat, puzzles. Those are the three things you need to make a game, Jonathan.
Because, yeah, well, I mean, ideally, like, I would have welcomed one of those three elements, you know? And I think, like, this would have been around the time of, like, the graphics do not help matters, in fairness. It is a very blocky looking game. But it would have been around the same time as Quake or Thief, so they're all kind of living off the same issue in a sense that aesthetically it doesn't look the best, but the gameplay saves it. You know.
Okay, so of the two games set in Ireland, this and the Nancy Drew Mysteries, which is the better one?
I haven't played the Nancy Drew Mystery, so I think I might go for that next. Actually, you kind of won me over just with that, like, yeah. But no, in fairness, like the everything about it is just really, really boring. And this is the problem, is that like we're having a bit of fun with it here, but it's just such a bore. It's such a boring game, and that's what frustrates me more, is that it's so dull.
We're having more fun not playing it.
Yeah, literally, like I'm probably going to be using splices from our playthrough, and I'm kind of thinking, what can I use? Because it's like a ghost
just
here.
have a still frame the whole time.
I'm thinking that, because like there's a ghost here.
Just have a caption come up. You can't tell if I'm moving this or not. So little happens in this fucking game.
But like, I
spoilers! I actually showed you the ending cutscene.
Yeah,
did you notice?
And I just remember, right? I just remember that at the end of our session, we were just out in the middle of an open kind of, like, it just felt like we're open in the middle, like a middle field, and there's nothing there. We feel like we're out away from the plot. Like, if you told me,
so it is accurate to Ireland.
If you told me we're out of bounds, I would have believed you, because nothing was happening. No enemies were spawning. There was no music. There was nothing to see. It was like, is this it? Where's the plot? Can I find the plot, please? Where do I go? What happens? It's just no. It's a bad game. It not only is it bad, it's boring, and I think that's the worst thing I could say about it.
Yeah, that's actually pretty similar, and a very good segue into my number 40, which is Remothered Broken Porcelain on the PC.
The fuck?
Yes. It's complete shit. It's a survival horror game. It's funnily enough, I was actually kind of tied between putting this or the previous game entitled Tortured Fathers, Remothered Tortured Fathers.
Okay.
In there, but
it's a series.
Yeah,
I've never heard of this series before.
The only plus I will give this, and it's a fucking hell of a plus, is that it's a proper sequel. In that, if you've not played Tortured Fathers, you're not going to understand anything in this fucking game.
Yeah.
Right. It does not recap shit for you, and I like that. I like when sequels do that. But the thing is the story is so badly put together in this game, you probably won't have a fucking clue what's happening anyway. It's so basically it's just you're stuck in an inn. It's really snowy outside. The maid has gone a bit crazy and keeps trying to kill you. And so you're a child called Jennifer. You know.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do. They're all called Jennifer. Seriously.
Is this literally like a rip off of Clock Tower? Like?
No, it's not, because Clock Tower is good.
Okay, fair point.
It's impossible to rip it off.
They've ripped off a lot about Clock Tower, except for the
Because if
fact
this
that
girl's
it's
an
good.
orphan, then we're going to have a conversation.
So
Did it happen in September?
they ripped off a lot about Clock Tower, except the atmosphere, the tension, the
all the good bits.
the villain, like a really impactful, scary villain, the atmosphere, just everything. It's shite. So and also it's bugged up the ass. It's such a buggy fucking game.
Yeah.
Now you can't finish it, which is why it makes the list.
You could technically finish it, people.
It is, but it's funny. It's got bugs in a bug. It's this really shit mechanic whereby you can transfer your soul into a moth and then fly it past certain.
Okay, yeah.
Fly it past certain obstacles.
As you do, yeah, that's fair, yeah.
Allowing your human.
I feel like
I'm
we
intrigued,
skipped
I'm
a couple of
intrigued,
steps
Yeah,
here.
it's totally shit. No,
When you said boogie, I thought you meant video game.
there's lots of them as well. You'll just fucking die. You'll just get stuck in loads of things.
I got stuck in the moth. It's a bug.
Oh yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
bug.
No, that happened to me so many times. You'll fly them off into a corner and get lodged in the fucking wallpaper or some shit like that. I think,
That is quite a bug,
I
actually.
need to
yeah.
fucking restart this. It's totally reliant on jump scares, despite being set in a completely deserted inn on the fucking snowy mountain.
Okay.
Everything, the controls are so bad. Half the time you can't even. Now, the thing is that you can't actually kill the maid, even though you can pick up an absolute fucking cornucopia of weaponry. You can only ever just stun her.
Yeah.
And like she's not really. There's a bit of a supernatural element to it, but like she's a fat maid. Like fucking hell. Like, so half the time I just
I need to play this game.
and you're gonna have to play the first one first because you might still not have a fucking clue. And it's
Might
so
make a
bad.
difference,
Like
yeah.
garbage stealth sections, the fucking the AI in it's total bollocks. And the thing is, it does paltry amounts of fucking damage to you as well. So there's no real fucking.
So what's the actual kind of hook in a sense? What's meant to be the elevator pitch for this game? Is it meant to be just like
It's meant to be scary. It's meant to be atmospheric. You're crawling around this deserted inn, and you're just to get out. That's it. That's the game.
Okay.
You just have to get out.
But what is my motivation?
Because you're going to be killed by the maid.
Why did I enter this inn?
You just start off there from the first game.
This screams like someone who. This screams like a Newgrounds
Can
horror
I leave
game.
a review?
It's so bad, right? So it's shit voice acting. The controls are so bad.
Slept well because there was no traffic noises outside.
The thing about the story is that the whole purpose of this story is to actually plug up all the holes from the first game.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Because there's so many plot holes in the first game, and they had to create a second game to kind of plug them.
They weren't plot holes, guys. We were setting up a sequel.
Yeah, we were setting up a
clearly,
sequel.
yeah.
Look at how much effort we put into this bollocks.
Yeah. That normally doesn't work for
What
people.
about it was the character you didn't see?
Yeah,
That's the
it.
man behind the camera.
That's it. Just stay away from enemies. Find your way out of the inn. That's it. That's the game. That's it. You're just hiding in wardrobes, hiding under fucking chairs and
So
shit.
it's like it's trying to be amnesia but doing it really badly as well.
So bad. It's
Okay,
so bad.
But by the logic of our game system here, this is still a recommend because we're still in the top 25.
No, it's absolutely not a recommend. This is so bad.
I
It's
don't
so
know if
bad.
you've seen the quality of our game so far, but this is not something we want. We would inflict on people unless that we like piss us off or something. It's like, hey, we got you this for your next playthrough on the channel. Come on.
Oh, I've completely misunderstood what this was.
We should actually kind of play this in and around. We should play. If we are going to do it, we should do it in and around Halloween.
Yeah.
Because they're awful.
Yeah.
And the first they're awful.
That's what true horror actually is. How
They're
bad the
so
game
awful.
is. Yeah.
I mean, we've played worse.
we have actually, to be fair, and they will come up in this series very very soon. Speaking of, actually, Adam, you're number 39.
My number 39, I actually had to remind myself why I wrote it in the list.
Okay.
Like, it's Resistance Fall of Man.
Ah, that's such a shit game.
This is the PlayStation shooter set in an alternate world war. I forget which one.
Two, probably, I'd say.
Where aliens invaded. And you, an American soldier, get infected with the alien virus, which is turning people into what's called a chimera, the generic zombie mutant boss enemy of the game. But you're only half infected. So you're going around collecting guns and shooting things the whole way through the game.
Occasionally putting a bullet into his own right arm or something.
Okay, yeah, something like that. I genuinely cannot picture any of the game.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember seeing
the
this,
main thing I remember is like, and I may be mixing this up with Gears of War.
They're both really
main-
grimy games.
The main thing I remember is a giant fucking chimera, like as the final boss, that you kill in like 3 hits with an uber rocket launcher just hands you at the end. It's like it's meant to be this epic set piece, and there's no gameplay to it. Now, apparently, in this game's defense, it had a good multiplayer on the PST because it was a PS3 launch title. Now, I never had the internet connected to my PS3, so I would never know.
I was about to say that was the launch title for the PS3. Like,
Yeah.
that was meant to be like.
And now, the worst thing is, I own 3 sequels of it.
Christ.
Because I inherited one from my brother, who decided to buy the sequel because he loved the first game for whatever reason. My older brother, I'll say that, and Jordan isn't involved in this. He has
You
taste.
don't want to drag him down, no.
And then Jordan bought the third one, not knowing any better.
He was young and foolish at the time.
And all 3 of them, I think, are sitting in a chest in my room right now. And I remember playing them, and the story just gets worse and worse as you go along. It gets more and more convoluted. Like in the sequel, you're no longer playing as this alien fucking hybrid guy who sacrificed himself to save the world. You're playing as a normal soldier with all of his powers.
What?
Who is trying to find him to like revive him so as he can save the world again.
Okay.
And then you play as both of them in the third one, I think. I can't remember.
Why did he sacrifice himself in the first game?
Again, I don't know if this is the truth. This is my hazy memory of it.
Yeah.
That all I know is it was shit.
Like this is always the thing with the launch title, isn't it? Because like, when you get in the console, you have to play something, and there's a double-edged sword in terms of whether you actually get a good launch title or a really fucking bad one, and it can paint your view of the console so much.
Here's the thing: I know I finished the game.
Yeah.
I know I've played through it and finished it. I cannot, for the life of me, picture any level in it.
Yeah, because it's probably so fucking butt.
So, well, all that's because like it's just probably grey-green collage.
That's
that's
it was the brown washed over everything.
the brown era as every like what Gears of War, Resistance, that other fucking Killzone, all of them like.
As I say,
chest high walls, lads. Chest high walls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the regeneration was so fucking annoying.
Just find a wall.
You're shot 4 or 5 times, and it's like flashing red screen for a really long time. It's like, please don't just walk over the wall and shoot me. I need to get past these guys. There we go, full health again. Bang, bang, bang.
Hey,
I need to lie. I need to go for another lie down.
I need to go for a fucking nap.
Yeah, exactly. If only it's that simple, lads. Especially when you're fighting aliens, you know.
No, and I'm sure it sounds like I haven't played this game because I've been so vague on it. I know I finished it. I cannot for the life of me tell you anything that happens in it.
Okay, it's like I was saying
It's
with
just blanked from my mind because it's so generic and bad.
Yeah, this what I was saying about with Undying is the fact that like I think sometimes it's if a game leaves a bad impression, as in like it has so many things. You usually have something noteworthy to say about it. Like there was a set piece that was terrible, or as Neil had with Remother, the segments are there's bugs in it or something like that. But I think it's actually worse when a game leaves you no impression, because that suggests that the actual gameplay was so boilerplate that it didn't do anything. The set pieces, the characterization. Like I would be fuming myself if I was involved in that game and it left no opinion. It was a complete fucking, not even a 5 out of 10. Because a 5 out of 10 suggests some level of like success. It's a 4, it's a 3. It's just meh.
Well, here's the thing. It must have been a competently built game at some point because I finished it. It's just, the fuck is it?
Well, here, again, it competently built is one thing, but it has to be interesting.
Yeah, that's
that's
the thing. It's
has to be
something has clearly come up, and it was my mind went, okay, I can remember this fucking childhood
something,
pet,
yeah.
or the plot of Resistance. No, fuck Resistance.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, again, given the choice, I'd rather go with the pet, like. Let's be fair.
Not, well, I didn't say my childhood.
Our childhood pets. Someone else's childhood pets, yeah. Oh. That's nice. What was the childhood pet you were thinking of?
Ruby.
Aww. Yeah, she's a good dog. She was a good dog. Okay, so my number 39 then, because my old dog was far more interesting than Resistance Fall of Man. Again, it's something else we play. It's actually another victim of sequelitis. Because you had Digimon World 2 earlier on. So, again, we played this on channel. This is another similar story to Clive Barker's Undying, where we just kind of gave up after a few hours because it wasn't that interesting. Life is Strange 2.
Oh.
Yes.
Ooh.
So, this was an odd one because I will still say there's still some level of a reason that these games will be around, like Life is Strange, and the more recent one, I think it was called True Colors or something like that.
Oh yeah, we play games too.
Well, that's but here's the thing, right? Like that genre of game is absolutely fine, right? But and there is the way I kind of like frame Life is Strange 2 is that when they were making the game, and I think whatever...
They didn't have enough diverse voices in the room to say, oh, that's probably a bad idea.
Do you know what it was? I think it's the difference of having people who know what made the game interesting or successful, because I think the takeaways from Life is Strange, like if you're doing a pros and cons,
if you put an emo chick alt emo chick on your front cover, you're gonna sell it.
Yeah, you're gonna sell. Yeah,
you're gonna sell to the lesbians. You're gonna sell to the nerdy gamer boys that can't get a girl.
Yeah. Now I'm not gonna go into the whole kind of like the
not trying to insult anyone.
No,
here, but that is why that game sold.
Well, I'm not. Well, that yeah, I think
that is the only reason. It wasn't the fucking story.
Well, here's the thing. You see, like I think in turn.
I played Life is Strange 2. I never played that one.
You played Life is Strange.
I liked 1. I never.
Look, like 1 is good.
I don't think we can be friends anymore.
No, Life is Strange 1 is perfectly fine.
There's far worse games out
there. There are far worse games. It's you literally have a list. Like, this is the thing, right? Like, Life is Strange, the initial one, I think was perfectly fine, and it was something different, and it was something that did what it did well. Especially when we're kind of getting to the tail end of when episodic kind of like the format was struggling, shall we say? Because Telltale was really milking that teeth to its maximum. And I think the problem was with Life is Strange 2 is that the stuff that made the first game interesting, such as I think one of the biggest positives was actually where it was set. It was set on a college campus. So what you had was, if you weren't the biggest fan of the main story, you could jump in and see what's happening with this person, what's happening to that person. Like
it was side content.
It was side content. Yes, exactly. So the side content was sometimes more interesting because, shockingly enough, what's the best way of dealing with teenage angst? Yet more angst. Oh, if you like angst, there's more angst, and continue.
Do a flip.
So it was something. It was something in the sense where, like, if you enjoyed the vibe and if you enjoyed the energy, there was more of it. And I noticed that when other people were playing it through and they were being very comprehensive with it and saying, like, okay, they're talking to literally everyone, they're exercising everything out of this game. I'm thinking, okay, there's actually quite a lot of content here. They've filled out the chapters quite well. In my initial playthrough on the channel, I actually didn't give it that much justice. Life is Strange 2 does fucking not have that.
To be fair, you were only playing as one character.
We were playing as 2 characters in Life is Strange 2. You're playing as 2 brothers, a younger and an older brother. And basically...
It's just called 2 brothers.
Yeah. So
it's called 2 brothers.
It's called 2 brothers.
It's called 2 brothers.
It's 2 brothers, yeah. A younger and an elder. I don't know why I said it that way. It's just like some sort of framing device it required.
Is there a big salsa armada coming in there?
Yeah.
In this game, you're playing as a non-powered older brother who must help his younger brother, who has the power to cripple squirrels with his brain.
Yeah, he's had to get this weird kind of telekinesis that comes out when he's angry. That is actually the actual premise. So again, it's flipping it as if to say, okay, what if the main character is not the one with the powers? He's the one that's trying to prevent to try and
because of racism, his father was shot by a cop.
Now this is the crux of it, right?
Because of racism,
they really hit you the head over this one. Now
this was before any of the riots and
this is pre-Trump. I should clarify. Yeah,
cops have been killing black people for a lot longer.
Oh, they're not black.
They're Mexican.
They've been killing them as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's
they weren't people until recently.
They were classed as Florida and fauna.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, right.
That's awful.
So the
I thought they were Native American.
No, they're Mexican.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
so.
Isn't it one of the other Life is Strange games has a native?
That's True Colors. That's True Colors. That's the Asian protagonist. Yeah.
Oh, right.
And again, I think that seems to be more closer to Life is Strange 1 than 2, from my understanding.
We'll get to talking about that later.
Yeah, as far as I know, I could be wrong.
Second Son, that was that.
Infamous.
That the native.
No, you're thinking of Assassin's Creed 3.
Assassin's Creed 3.
I wouldn't be thinking of them. I haven't played.
No. But look,
I
anyway,
have, unfortunately.
We're getting off track here. But look, so the Life is Strange 2 thing, right?
The side content is more interesting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, very good.
But you get to see a dirty hippie's tits in this one.
Now, so the thing about it is, like, right?
It's not worth seeing.
So again, if I'm drawing a comparison to at least to the first game,
I'll be the judge of that.
You may.
The first game had to load its first chapter up with as much hooks as possible to get you to keep playing.
Unfortunately, they were all fucking lampshaded to hell. So
they were.
I watched the first 5 minutes and accurately predicted like 3 major plot points.
And I accept that. The problem with it, the problem with the second game is that it just expects you to want to play the rest of it. And that's a very presumptive thing.
That is a shocking, considering how they fucking failed in the first one.
You know, but well, again, they didn't fail. It was successful.
They did.
I know. It was successful in certain degrees. But the second game is it's a walking simulator. in a sense, and I know that the first one is as well. There are levels to this. There's a
Leave
good walking
simulators alone.
Yeah, but there's a good way to do a walking simulator when the characterization is strong, the dialogue is good, the writing is strong. The writing in Life is Strange 2 is nowhere near good enough to sustain a walk and talk like this, because the characters do not have that good chemistry. For brothers, they don't. There's no brotherly energy about it. It's very stunted. It's very kind of like...
It's not like the game Brothers.
Yeah.
Which was incredible.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what? Great comparison, because that's the sort of stuff they were trying to capture. And then again, we only it was myself, Burtbot, and James playing it on the channel, and like Burtbot and James loved Life is Strange 1. They were huge fans of it. They loved it.
It's a good game. Like it's
a good game.
It's not. I didn't find right. Chill out. I didn't.
Yeah, we'll discuss it later.
But it's passable. It's a good
it's
game.
fine.
It's a
Yeah,
good game. I liked it.
Yeah, it is. But the thing is, like, what made
it's definitely original for
it was original. Yeah, and I think that's the originality was there. But the second game, I think, was trying to. I think the second game tried to be. I think the hubris took over with the second game, where they said, "Oh, like this Life is Strange thing is a great hit. Like it's ticked the diversity box. It's done this. Whatever else it is." And again, for those things, I think that's perfectly fine.
I may interject another criticism of the game.
Yeah.
I think it being episodic didn't help it.
No, it did not, and I totally 100% agree with you on that.
I hate episodic gaming no matter what. Like,
yeah,
I don't think it's ever worked.
But again, the episodes were all self-contained, and they would flash forward like random points. Yeah. And you're like in media res, and at the start of everyone's like, what am I suddenly doing in this weed farm, being whipped by Pablo Escobar?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, this is what I was going to talk about.
How did we get here from running away from our uncle who adopted us?
Yeah,
in the past one?
Yeah, but no, like I understand, right? This game might do it particularly badly, but I don't know of any game that's done episodic good.
So here's what I'm saying to you.
The Walking Dead is.
The Walking Dead and the Wolf Among Us didn't need to be episodic, but it was fine. The Walking Dead season 1.
Wolf Among Us, yeah, no, the Wolf Among Us that was actually quite good.
Walking Dead season 1, 100%.
I didn't play that episodically. I didn't realize.
I played all in one go myself. Now
Yeah,
I wouldn't know what it would be like episodic.
I hockey through it. And all
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on.
But like the fact that like so in the middle of the game, and again this is the part where I've done my research and seen how this game ends, because I was genuinely curious, like how the fuck did this really boring plot end?
Did you actually play it, or did you just look at
No,
it?
I clocked a couple of hours into it and said like, yeah, I'm done. I can't do it. I can't do this. It's just
help me, YouTube.
No, it was like I got through.
Save me, YouTube.
No, because I remember saying, "Fuck, I'll record."
I can only click so many trees.
But like, I remember trying the second episode by myself and saying, "Actually, this is really fucking dull." Yeah, it was really fucking dull. And then the third episode, the bigger brother loses a fucking eye. Yeah. Just randomly loses an eye. He gets in a fucking bar fight or something and loses an eye. He's fucking 14. Like, and this whole social commentary is like, oh, it's so hard being Latino.
Maybe he's 14 and he's in a bar fight.
So hard being an illegal Mexican who murdered someone.
But like, so this is what I was saying. Like,
and refused to just surrender to the police and explain everything.
But like, it was trying to be really bold and brave at the social commentary, and really, it doesn't have any skin in the game to do that.
Now, look,
that's the reality.
I don't have any skin in the game to do that. I can tell you now that was the fucking wrong choice.
Yeah, listen, like again, taking the opinions of 3 white men in Ireland is not going to fucking solve anything here. But
2, I have not played this.
2. Excuse me, I have taste.
You know nothing of my work.
Yeah, but at the very least, just like start off with a coherent story, and if you happen to be making salient points at the same time, that's fine. But don't open with like, oh, let's hit it. Let's talk about police brutality in this game.
Was it your game actually written by anybody from the same background as?
I don't know.
I think a lot of the Life is Strange are self-inserts, to be fair.
Yeah.
But they're how they perceive the world, and not how the world actually is.
So that's a part of it. I think like with it,
so that can actually work.
See, that can work. Yeah, that can work if in the first game it did work, because you're playing teenagers, so you have a natural sense of injustice. But in the second. And they are, teenagers.
And they can't write.
Yeah, all teenagers fucking dumb.
Yeah, exactly. But in the second game, the main character is a social commentary savant. Like, he's just like, oh, this is the way it's always been. You're fucking 14. Like,
yes, but you missed the fact that he was a furry, which was very subtly done by him drawing his fursona in the notebook that you had to fucking draw in.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, like so the
main mechanic of the fucking game is drawing his thoughts out. Because they couldn't have think, oh, well, you know the way in the rest of the game we have an internal monologue for him? For these really key points, we're just going to have him draw himself in a fursuit.
Yeah, like the mechanics of the first game, what they had.
And do you
there,
get to pick the first hit? Like, do you get to
No, it's not like a Mario World thing. No.
And that's another thing about. Sorry, I'm completely derailing on your fucking words.
I wonder if Life Strange going to come up later on.
Because
for a game series,
unlike this game, apparently the side content is more interesting.
For a game series that's all about. Your choices matter. Make your choices.
Yeah, that's
it was all so railroaded. You make your choices, it branches out. You do all the side content,
and it comes back,
and then it comes right back into that one point that they're like, yeah, but we wanted this to happen, so and we were not writing 2 stories.
It's the illusion of.
It's the illusion of choice, and
many games.
And I agree with Adam in a certain degree. There is an illusion of choice a little bit in the first game, especially towards the end.
Especially towards the beginning. If there was choice in that game, I would have fucking walked out the front door and left that college and applied for a real fucking position.
Yeah. But again,
I'd have broken my camera and applied for a STEM degree.
But again, you're not playing a character that has the sense. You're not. That's the.
I think they call that the old man shouting at a cloud. There's even an achievement for it.
Like, just call it. Just call
you gave
it,
up on your hopes and dreams and became an industrial chemist.
Just call it.
Those were my hopes and dreams.
Just call it utter woke nonsense and be done with it. but no. But and as I said, I think the first Life is Strange game is rescued by the mechanic. The second game, the mechanic fails it.
I don't know about it. But I like the first game, but it seems like the second game is absolutely.
They get progressively worse.
Did I? I haven't played any past the first.
Yeah, there's a new game coming out now, and Max is coming back as the main character.
That's their whole hook, because
like,
Colors was so poorly received. They're like, we need a direct sequel.
They should have poorly received, not just fucking bombed by incels.
No, it was
there's a certain. I think there's. I don't think there's a review bombing of it, but as I said, I think to do something like
Life is Strange, they're gonna review bomb it.
Yeah, there is
on the internet.
There is that part of it too, but as I said, I think in order for Life is Strange to defend itself, it does need to actually be a bit more.
It needs to be better.
It needs to be. It needs to
be better.
Yeah.
If you can't just blame incels.
Well, put it this way: if you're going to be a lightning rod for all this fucking like white rage, at least like be able to
Why are you a lightning rod for specifically white rage?
I don't know what else to describe
it. It is
mostly white.
The Gimps review bombing this are all fat white neckbeards.
Oh.
No, not you.
You're not fat.
You definitely don't have a neckbeard.
Am I white? I mean, I'm Irish. Does that count?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, we know what the commitment said about it.
It comes with the territory.
Exactly, yeah. But at the very least, I think if you're going to be a target for that, at least like stand up and say and be a better written proposition.
You need to do better, Senator.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah,
do you know what? That's it.
At the pinnacle kind of high point of that is sort of like, you need to be a bit more like BoJack Horseman, where everybody like BoJack, who's constantly getting written off for being woke, but like you can't actually touch it because the writing on it is fucking bulletproof.
There you have it.
It's absolutely
impeccable.
Try and pick that apart.
If you're trying to make a message, maybe take a writing course.
Yeah,
that's and I think honestly I think that would solve a lot of its issues. Genuinely, it's just not more. It's stronger writing, just not like.
Here's the thing: I don't think the message in it is even particularly bad. I think it's how it's ham-fisted.
Yeah, this is the thing.
And just like it comes in antagonistically.
Yeah.
Which, if that's your goal, all right, but you want to write fucking properly. Then.
I just keep remembering that little segment in the first episode where like the two lads are going. I think they need to use the bathroom, and then just some random white person goes, "Ugh, coloured people." Like, it was essentially the exchange. It's like, "Ugh, Mexicans." It's like, what the fuck? Like, this is just like, again. And then do you know what it was?
Well, that was the only accurate part.
Okay, do you know actually? This is a weird comparison to use, but something that stands up with the kind of the strength of the writing is The Boys, because The Boys smuggles in like it only takes 5 seasons or 4 seasons.
We're talking about the Amazon series The Boys.
Yeah. Sorry,
Amazon series The Boys. Yeah.
Okay. It takes 4 seasons for Americans to realize that they're actually being mocked openly for, say, being Trump supporters or anti-hero or whatever else it is. It takes them 4 seasons to realize they're the butt of the joke. It's like.
So are you thinking like it's going to take 4 seasons?
It might take 4 games.
4 iterations of Life is Strange.
Well, we're coming up to that.
We are coming up to that. But, yeah.
I didn't realise.
Well, the new one with Max in it is the 4th game. So yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Alright.
So you never know. 4 times the charm, I guess.
Alright.
Anyway. Neil, you're number 39.
My number 39 is a game you actually hilariously just mentioned earlier about being grey. It's Killzone.
Yay!
And also, funnily enough, you can also lump in the absolutely garbage HD remake, which didn't actually It's not really much of a HD remake. It's like goes from 480.
How do you
Oh,
make...
sorry guys, I was thinking of Killzone when I put in the Resistance.
Yeah, exactly.
They're very interchangeable in fairness.
In all fairness now, like you could pretty much just like strike out the first line of this and execute it. Although I will make an exception. I will make the
I'll just splice in Adam's description of Resistance
Yeah.
just for Killzone.
Although
No difference.
I'll be chopping into the HD remake, which takes the game from 480p to a stunning 720.
All that mud and dirt.
Oh my god, it's got the HD symbol after
It's literally just like copy paste, and they just uprated the textures. That's it.
Can I ask?
Like, there's no quality of life thing. They fixed nothing about Killzone. It's a drab, by the rails, mechanical bullshit. You've got 4 characters. Who gives a fuck who any of them are?
The video game industry needs to die.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so fucking bad. All the weapons are like ridiculously overpowered. I mean, they call the fucking main infantry gunner Rico. Like, you're just like, oh,
Rico?
Yeah, I'm just going to return the game now. Like, so, why do you want to do it?
We work hard, we play hard.
There's no variety in any of the fucking levels. Like, it's just grey, drab, grey, green, the occasional grey, brighter grey.
I remember when the game was coming out and saying like this is like the next evolution of like shooting games.
Well, see, Killzone, much like another game on my list, Killzone was marketed as a Halo killer.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
By saying that, I know what the other game is, because it's on my list too.
Yeah, it's shite. It's absolutely shite. You can whip your way through Killzone in about like a day.
Yeah.
If you take like regular breaks to
vomit blood.
Yeah. But at the very least, Halo was like, again, maybe because of the graphic, at least was some way colourful. Like there was literally red and blue in those games. Killzone had grey and grey. Like
but it's so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like, man, it was so bad. Such a mechanical, by the numbers, boring shit. Like you're gunning stuff down every 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I am so bored. Like, how are you bored to the sound of a machine gun? Or if you pick the heavy gun or a fucking chain gun.
How do you take the
These video games are desensitizing our youth. Look, this man can kill hundreds of people and he's bored.
How do you take the dopamine away of explosions and guns
yeah.
away from a male brain?
Yeah, that's it. Like, you know, it's
a social experiment. If
you're
anything.
absolutely ripping through the enemies. I can't even tell you who the enemies fucking even are, really, to be honest.
Let's just say
they were the Nazis in your BJ Blazkowicz, I think.
I fucking wish. That was actually somewhat decent. Yeah. But like, it's just like the guns were so random in their fucking
placement, usefulness,
but all of the above. But the usefulness, so like your firefights either were spray and pray at a distance or getting up close and just fucking like filling the guy. There was no in between.
Yeah.
There was no subtlety or nuance to the action or play. It was like, I am so bored, I can't even masturbate.
Because obviously you need at least one hand, I suppose. Yeah.
That was unexpected.
So was I. I was like, God damn it, you know.
Have you never had a ball
I had my
right
pants
before?
down and everything.
Have you?
And
Just like I have no enthusiasm to even tug one out.
oh, I don't absolutely. You know, I'd just be doing it even more lovelessly at this point.
Yeah.
I'm just treating it like a Joy-Con at this stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
yeah.
fucking throw around.
Shaking it to try and get it to work.
Yeah, man. Jesus Christ.
The old battered
Register something.
Very definition of hate fucking. But like, come on.
How did we get there from fucking Killzone?
Because quite frankly, it's such a goddamn boring game to think about. I'd rather think about self-flagellation in style masturbation than Killzone. It's so bad.
At least that
There
would
you go,
be interesting.
Killzone reviewers. Put that in your next opening cutscene.
No, it's funny because like Killzone's, well, maybe not 2, but Killzone 3 is considered to be an amazing game.
I've heard it's.
I don't know because I kind of have a bit of a rule of not playing sequels to games I fucking hate.
Yeah.
Right?
It's called common sense, Neil. Yeah.
It's an interesting rule. I should adopt it.
Oh, it is. I really don't. Like everybody keeps, because I'm a huge RPG fan, and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, what do you think of Divinity Original Sin 2?" I was like, I haven't played it yet, and they're like, "Oh my god, how have you not played Divinity? How have you not played Original Sin 2?" I was like, "Because I played Original Sin 1."
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh yeah."
No,
I was like, "Oh, was it that bad?" I was like, "It was fucking trash."
No,
it was
if it takes 3 games to get good, then it was never good to begin with.
I don't even know about 2. I don't honestly know. People
Yeah.
have said it's good. They might be right.
I do remember the initial criticism of
I've heard
Killzone
very
that was short. Yeah.
Cool, yeah, good for those people. But then loads of people said that Killzone 1 was great, and it's not. It's absolutely
And
garbage.
those people were wrong.
It's fucking pants.
They are
and it's about the same colour as my
Well,
pants.
here's the thing: it sold enough to get a sequel, and that's all games cared about.
It got multiple fucking sequels, and it got a HD remake.
Yeah.
And the HD remake is worse.
Why? This is what I can't understand, right?
Like they made no
People, Metal
Why?
Gear Solid 3 had been out at this stage.
Get a better game. Like
The bar had been set.
Like who in their right fucking mind was asking for a HD remake of fucking Killzone? I was like asking for a HD remake of the fucking I don't know what, Lord of the Rings. I mean, it looks pretty good as it is.
No,
leave it alone.
that's a bad one. It did get a
Yeah, I don't know.
release.
I'm kind of like struggling here. It's like a game that looks perfectly fine as it is. Just leave it
It's
alone.
like a HD remake of that really poor metaphor Jonathan tried. Only we can update it with a game that actually exists.
Killzone, a game that ruins metaphors.
It's like I couldn't think of a good game where we're so locked in the miasma of Killzone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If anything, we're actually in a kill
It's like
zone
the
here.
HD remakes of The Last of Us. Nobody asked for this.
Nobody-
Yeah, that's it there,
Nobody
yeah.
asked.
Who
Nobody
else
asked for them.
Nobody asked for the fucking first.
Except for
one,
Neil
to be honest.
Druckmann and his fucking charlatanism.
Oh,
man,
look
I hate
at-
it. But anyways, that's it. That is my 39 Killzone and the HD remake. Take it or leave it because
They're both the same
They're
game.
literally Control C, Control V.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Right then, Adam, 38.
Oh shit! Back to me.
That is how this works, yes.
Sorry.
we're literally-
A Killzone just blanked me
There's
there.
only,
Oh,
there's
man,
only
I swear
fucking
to
three of
God,
us in the
you know,
room here.
Headshot me.
Later.
Okay. Another game that suffers from sequelitis.
Ooh, wow.
It managed to stop me from playing the next game in the series, which is supposedly the best game. I don't know. I've never played it. I just couldn't fucking sit down and get into it. Sorry, I need to take this call. Oh, no, it's just my cousin asking me if I want to go bowling. Grand Theft Auto 4.
Wow, that is such a terrible game. It was so shit.
Okay.
That was so shit.
Alright, interesting. Okay.
You got a game of unlimited murder and fucking car stealing and everything like that, and you're just gonna sit in traffic and go for a hot dog.
That's exactly it. The fucking commute to my assassination.
This is a great example of what happens when you chase realism to a fault.
It's not even that realistic.
It's awful.
It's just shit.
It's so bad.
It's like, and it takes so long to get into it. I've tried on 4 different occasions to play it. And like one of them, my save file got corrupted towards the end, which is a known bug that apparently happens all the time.
I heard of that bug, yeah.
It just takes so long to. You have to go to your apartment. You have to lie down in your bed. Lying down in your bed forces you to make a save file. Oh, now you've had that save file. Go do your first mission. Oh, pick up your cousin and take him bowling. Do the bowling tutorial. Now the first island is open to you.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, can I not just hop on a fucking Vespa and Uzi this prick on the sidewalk?
Grand Theft Auto 4 is one of those interesting ones where like a lot of people this is a great example of rose tinted glasses, because a lot of people look back at the game thinking the character a lot of people enjoy Nico as a character, and
I would have welcomed it.
yeah, and they think he's the most likable of the GTA protagonists. But well, my counterpoint to that is, do you know why? Because all the protagonists are objectively awful people,
And that's the joke.
That's the joke. Now what you've done is you basically put in a guy who is a bad person by circumstance, because he's coming from Serbia.
Yeah, or
where there's
what, is he
fucking
Serbian or Belarusian?
Serbian, yeah.
I think it's left vague, but he is like a former soldier who's come to the States.
Yeah, exactly. He's basically come to America. The whole point of it is that he's come to America to try and live a normal life, because his cousin has promised him the moon and the stars, and the moment he comes in there and he's in a fucking flop house, and it's awful and it's terrible, and the whole point is supposed to be a satire on the American dream. That's the whole point of the game. I didn't mind it. Personally, I didn't mind it. However, if you were to say to me Grand Theft Auto 4 is a sequel to, or not a sequel, but like it's following something like San Andreas and Vice City, and those are objectively
San
fun
Andreas,
to play.
Vice City and 3, who are, those are the 3 I'd argue that
They're fun
are
to
the
play.
quintessential Grand Theft Auto experience.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
yeah.
bright, they're fun, they're not taking themselves seriously.
Goofy,
You can
yeah.
actually laugh at the fucking jokes in it. You can get the movie references.
Yes.
And this one, it's all like somber, fucking artistic fucking movies that they're referencing, and Ricky Gervais going up on stage talking about fucking a monkey. I hate Ricky Gervais. Why do I want to sit for fucking 15 minutes in a comedy act in my video game?
It's Ricky Gervais and Cat Williams as well. It's like, oh great, 2 unfunny bastards. Like, at least Frankie Boyle's in the DLC. That
I was about to say,
yeah.
DLC did. He's got Frankie Boyle.
Yeah, that kind of rescued the Battle of Gay Tony for me, to be fair. But,
yeah, I haven't played it, but I did watch Frankie Boyle.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like,
Save me, YouTube.
you know the funny.
This is gonna be just a recurring thing.
That's the thing, yeah.
But
So this game was so shit, I went to YouTube.
Do you know
This game was so shit, I didn't play the most popular video game in the world.
Yeah, but again, it's
Grand Theft Auto 5. Like, I've never touched that.
Well, Grand Theft Auto 5 is at least like, it's not as grim as 4 is.
But the greatest video game in the world.
No, it's in terms of the
I've
most
never
played.
played it, but everyone like it's existed for 10 plus years and it's still making Rockstar enough money not to make a sequel.
As daft as it sounds, it is the most successful game in a very long time.
Yeah, but like
That's by design. I understand that. I get that. And unfortunately, 6 is going to follow suit. However, I do fear that actually might cause a crash, but that's a separate issue.
Now that's following 4, which like is we've established an objectively terrible sequel.
See, this is the thing. I think 5 is put on such a pedestal because it's following against something that kind of fell a little bit flat anyway. And I don't know whether that's to do. It's not to do with the graphics or
Hey
not to do with
Nico,
the
it's your
step up.
cousin.
Yeah, it's the content. It's the fact
Let's
that
go bowling. No, for the last time, we're no longer cousins.
like it is one of those weird things where they're trying to make a Grand Theft Auto game where the protagonist is trying to be a normal person rather than the opposite way where it's a
My American dream is I want to move out of my cousin's flop house. I'm tired of sleeping in that stain he left on the mattress.
Yeah.
Why don't you flip the mattress? You don't want to see the other side.
Like, and the funniest thing is, like,
This is the stain that bled through.
okay, do you know what? Actually, here's a funny thought experiment, and maybe you guys can answer it here. If the game wasn't called Grand Theft Auto 4, would you have enjoyed that premise?
no,
No, if the game wasn't
shit.
called Grand Theft Auto 4, I wouldn't have touched
You
it.
wouldn't have touched it,
Yeah, I
yeah.
wouldn't have bought it initially. It was so bad. It's such a bad fucking game. It
Yeah.
was so bad.
Yeah, fair enough. No,
It was just bad.
I am playing devil's advocate here, by the way.
You,
Just
you,
to
you
say,
know what? Take away my review and just put in Neil's words there.
It's really terrible. Like, it's so generic, and every fucking single thing in it
Yeah.
is something you've seen before. Which is another thing I can say about the game I've got on my list.
But
But,
that's-
like, there's nothing new. There's nothing original about it. It's
it's deliberately taking the fun and colour out of the PS2 era.
That's it. It's all of the missions from all the tedious missions from the previous Grand Theft Autos.
Yeah.
But all the fun. That's the thing about it.
dialed up to a level. It's even more. You actually have to commute to the fucking pleasure of taking your cousin fucking bowling,
Or making friends.
and then you have to play through that bowling mini game. And if you lose, it doesn't matter. Your cousin just says, I beat you again, cousin, and your friendship score with him goes down or some shit. I don't fucking care. Why am I taking this prick bowling every 5 minutes? Just
like,
die! And then he dies at the end. It's like, oh no, my cousin died. Well, at least he's not going to call me on the phone now. Oh, stop calling me about my cousin's death, I know.
Isn't that,
I'm not taking you bowling.
like, when Roman if Roman dies, is that considered a bad ending? Like, that's absurd
There's an
premise.
if. I'm sorry.
It's a bad ending for the fucking bowling alley.
Yeah, considering it's either or your wife potentially die. I don't know. It's very fucking complicated.
I genuinely didn't know. It was like, hey, you need to get over here in time to save your cousin. I'm actually planning to go bowling solo for a couple of rounds.
No,
I'm gonna go bowl alone down the spike when he gets a poker shoved up his hole.
Well, I do totally get why it would have turned you off 5 because that's where all the Rockstar games have gone since. Like, I'm thinking of the Red Dead Redemption 2 being a fucking 100-hour sink for no reason and stuff like this.
The thing about
you know?
this is that I didn't mind the generic bullshittery of the previous Rockstar, of the previous GTAs.
Yeah.
The thing is that they were fun to play.
They were fun to play.
Really
That's
fun.
the difference.
That was
Yeah.
the important thing.
It was something I'd seen before. Yes, it was all generic. Yes, I can pretty much almost certainly guess what's going to happen at the end of the game after only playing 25 minutes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I didn't really care because I was having such a good time. I was like, I don't care about this.
Yeah.
I've seen the movie this is based on. I know he's going to betray me.
I like
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
I like this. It's not like the Uncharted where it's total bollocks the whole way through.
Yeah,
And that's
set
basically
piece.
That's literally
Yeah.
what Grand Theft Auto 5 was. They tried to dial up the cinematography on it. It's like, oh yeah. I was like, no, lads. Like, you're a Scottish game studio. You're not Martin Scorsese.
This is the phrase I would say about Grand Theft Auto. Video games are not movies. They're video games.
Yeah.
B games.
It's an
Stop
interactive
trying-
medium. Stop taking the interaction away from it.
There you go. And that's the thing, like, it's like, again, this is a cautionary tale. We said about Life is Strange as well. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that you're better creative minds than, say, Martin Scorsese or whatever. Do your own thing. Be fun. And I think the cautionary tale with Grand Theft Auto 4 is, again, I would play it and I wouldn't have any issue with it whatsoever. But again, compare it.
Check out this fence Johnson sitting on it.
No. Well, compare it to something like Vice City, which I fucking adore. And it's not. It's chalk and cheese. Like, you see, the thing is, you have to wait for me to finish my sentence before fucking nailing me to the post.
But if I did that, we wouldn't nail you to the post.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, fair.
It was an ironic joke on that we weren't going to wait for you to commute to the
I noticed that. Yes.
to commute to your fucking point. And we're just
you didn't slow down and pay the toll, so now you
That-
have 3 stars.
I have 3 stars. Yeah,
My
I
fucking sniped in the back of the head.
I didn't take my suicidal friend out to dinner, so he's going to kill himself now because my friendship level's too low.
Oh no, that it doesn't just let him stay dead. You have to reset the mission and actually take him out to dinner. For fuck's sake!
Also, another annoying thing about Grand Theft Auto 4, Packy McCreary. Fucking annoying Irish-American twat.
Oops.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so, my number 38 then. Right then, this is interesting. Is it the first? No, it's the second. It's the second David Cage game on my
For
list.
fuck's sake, Jonathan.
Actually, no, it's my third, I think. Yes, it's my third. And my last one, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
What the fuck?
So, Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond 2 paychecks.
Beyond Two Paychecks.
Absolutely the worst one of his games.
Wow, what a fucking... do you know the sound a balloon makes when you let it out, but you kind of squeeze the neck of it so it sounds like a really high-pitched fart? That's Beyond Two Souls in a nutshell. Like, let's be clear here.
But can androids develop a consciousness to the point that they're...
So when you said about like not playing any more games at Beyond the Point, like a game that
But
burns
if you do crawl through all of the glass in time, can you save your son? No, sorry.
that's the other game. No,
Fuck.
no.
That's Detroit Human. You're thinking.
Become Human, yeah.
Human. You're thinking.
I know. that's the things. They're all the fucking same.
They're all the same,
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah. So this is the thing, like,
Actually, no. I would slightly disagree with that. Now, funnily enough, I have both those games on my list.
yeah,
Much higher up because they are
abysmal.
yeah.
But I would say that Detroit Become Human is a better game. Now, better. Like,
Caveats,
Whoa.
caveats, to
Whoa.
this. Caveats.
Whoa, hot take here. Let's hear the defense of this one, Your Honor.
No defense. That bar is lower than Crocodile Kiss.
Yeah,
But Beyond Two Souls is considerably worse.
it is a better.
It's so much.
So the Detroit.
Not just because of Elliot Page.
No, it's not to do with
It's
that.
shit. I feel bad for them in a sense because like it's they were given terrible stuff to work with.
Like you can,
You know-
you make who's the other?
Willem Dafoe, yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking they could have hired an actress.
It's not even that. It's like
They got Willem Dafoe with
They got
them.
Willem
He
Dafoe.
couldn't do it.
no. You see, here's the thing, right? And again, we're talking about this video games, not movies. If you're gonna have a
And you
game,
put David Cage games on the list. That's a bad example.
it is about it. No, it's not. It's a great example because David Cage wants his video games to be movies, right? Whereas opposed to, shocking enough, trying to make a game. Now I had Fahrenheit on this list and Omicron the Nomad Soul, and again, if I don't know if it's the game part that keep falling over on those ones, but it goes to prove you that because I got Beyond Two Souls on the back of Heavy Rain, I'm thinking, okay, Heavy Rain was, and now it's been proven to be kind of a happy accident, where playing it the first time makes it a fascinating thriller, but it falls on its arse if you play it a second or third time.
Oh, no,
because the story
It,
ends.
it falls on
It
its
falls
arse
on
if
its
you-
arse by cheating in the fucking narrative drama of you're in the killer's head.
Yeah.
Spoilers for this game, by the way.
Oh, no,
it's
you're
not
in the
yet.
killer's head,
It
and
falls
he's
on its
saying,
arse if you
"Oh,
think
I wonder
about
where
it."
the killer
Yeah.
is."
It falls on its arse if you think about it.
Yeah. Now, that's the thing. But that's the thing. The fact that there was such a buzz about the game, it was a happy accident in a sense.
The whole thing about that game was it was meant to like showcase the motion controls.
Yeah, I mean that was another part of it as well.
It was a tech demo.
It was a tech demo, yeah. Now with Beyond Two Souls, I think a lot of people were hoping like because they got such acclaim for whatever kind of like whatever consequence you think Heavy Rain had in terms of like how the studio looks and how it went. Anyway, there was hype coming into Beyond Two Souls because you had the cast, you had David Cage. It was like, oh, this is gonna be brilliant, And I played the game. I didn't complete it for a start anyway.
so you don't know the twist ending?
I saw the twist ending. Fucking YouTube.
Save me, YouTube.
So YouTube is my friend here, and I just thought like And I kind of had the same feeling where, like, okay, I know how Willem Dafoe is cast in movies. I can kind of see where this is going. And I can see where Elliot Page is cast in movies. I can see where this is going.
Fuck you,
and
Spider-Man.
shocking enough, what happened in the game is exactly where they fucking went. Willem Dafoe turns into madness. Elliot Page is fucking exploited for something. That's the game. And the shocking thing enough as well, he was exploited in real life as well, which makes this game doubly fucking upsetting.
Oh yeah, David Cage like completely modelled
Nude
the whole
models
scene
for no reasons.
No reason, yeah.
He's so fucking weird. He's such a weird human being.
No, we know the reason. It's because he's a pervert.
He's a pervert, yeah, and we accept that.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
No, it's no allegedly. but the thing is, like, the story is just so fucking ridiculous. And the thing is, like, if it was trying to be zany or goofy in some way, I'd understand. But it was on the level. It was trying to, this person's a former Marine. It's like, since fucking when was she a Marine?
That's the thing. Like, it's also incredibly boring. Like,
it is very boring.
There's lots of things. It's like
that's it. That's the cardinal sin for a lot of these games.
It is.
It
is.
so
Yeah.
We're discussing a David Cage game, and we haven't even talked about the story.
Yeah, it's.
But
so
there is no
boring.
story.
That's it.
There's no story.
But the story, like, and all the beats are fucking so boring. It's like you're a kid being studied in a facility. Boring. The CIA are after you. Boring.
Even the premise is shit.
Boring.
It could have been something.
You've
They
saved
could have
the
done
world.
something. Yeah.
Boring. I was like, I've never been more bored in my fucking life.
Like if there was
But at the end, oh no, you have to let your second soul go. It's time for him to move on to the afterlife. He was your twin brother who died in utero. What the fuck?
That's the thing.
That was
at
it?
the end,
Yeah.
I actually chose to die because I was like, I'm gonna put the poor bitch out of her misery.
Yeah, she's
Put her out of my misery.
But then the amount of psychobabble that comes with that, I was like, oh my god, fucking shoot me.
But you know what I mean? In a sense,
Her or me, whichever's quicker.
So when you were saying as well about
Let's
the game,
flip that coin.
about the game part again, I'm thinking back to the other Quantum Dream.
No,
game.
by the way, game should come in like inverted commas.
This is what I meant, right? Because
Like,
again, you were given control over very limited of this game, where it's either be by
It's
choice
so tedious.
or a gameplay set piece. And the amount of set pieces that failed on me because the controls were that bad. Like you're
The
not.
amount of them that are meaningless.
You're not doing anything complicated. It's a right analog stick movement here or 6-axis here, whatever. It's not that fucking hard. How is it that like this motion on a stick is troubling this game?
No, Jonathan, you accidentally drifted it slightly to the left, therefore it failed.
Apparently so. Like it's like I get it. Like, I'd love to play this game on a keyboard because somehow it actually will be better. It's like I want to hit number 7 on the keypad. That's the correct answer.
Well, that was the thing though. Was like with the PlayStation Move controller, you had to hold down the button and say, "Okay, now follow my movements."
Yeah.
And then you move it up and go around, and that's you opening a door.
That's you open the door. Yeah, yeah.
Or
it's do you know
that's
what?
me turning a page or some shit.
Yeah.
Or
Oh look, it sounds it sounds all great in principle, but then when you're actually there in your own house with your own wrong dimensions, it's not gonna fucking
and
work.
it needs to be such an exaggerated, slow.
Yeah, it's
movement
rosy shit you're
because
doing, yeah.
if you're doing it like and it goes slightly off, it just goes red, fail, start again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like it just doesn't work. And again, the fact that like you didn't even need PlayStation Move for this to fuck up. You can just do this on your own controller in the comfort of your own home.
Oh yeah.
Tells you how bad this game was. It just they released it and I don't know what fucking test they did with it. I don't know what story they had in mind with it, but whatever was out, whatever was on that disc is not the fucking right answer on both counts. And yeah, just an absolute shambles of a game. And it just basically showed up David Cage for being an absolute fucking charlatan.
I think the reason why it's so bad, and then now like it's not good throughout the whole game. Like it's quite mediocre.
It starts off bad and it ends bad.
Oh no, it ends so much worse.
Yeah, it does.
And
Yeah.
What I got a sense of when playing it is, we'll probably get into this when I'm starting to talk about
Yeah.
it. To me, towards the end, I got a sense that he'd written himself into a corner.
Which he did in Fahrenheit, by the way.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But this is my point. Like Fahrenheit and Heavy Rain both have gigantic plot holes.
Huge plot
like
holes.
gaping fucking plot holes. But they still sold and did quite well. So I think he's like, oh well, I actually don't need to fix plot holes because my games sell really well. I don't actually suffer for it. Like an author writes a book with a gigantic fuck off plot hole. Nobody buys that guy's books anymore.
Yeah.
But like people still seem to buy David Cage game. I'm fucking part of this. Like,
there's a morbid curiosity
No,
about it.
it's not even a
Yeah.
morbid curiosity.
Here's the thing,
It's
it's
like,
like-
I'm fucking part of this. I bought fucking Detroit becoming human.
You're in that
Fuck
Skinner box trap of, okay, so maybe an interesting enough premise. Maybe let's see why this guy hates robots that have maybe become sentient, and
God.
let's see how that's go. Oh no, it's not going the way I thought. Oh god, it's way worse than I thought.
So much.
And now I've played the whole game, and
See what David Cage's like snake oil merchant ability is to be able to have a relatively interesting premise for a video game. Omicron the Nomad Soul. What happens if your
but
main
he was
character?
barely involved in Omicron.
Yeah, he was. I agree with you now. But again, it's the premise.
He was barely involved in David Cage's Omicron, no matter so.
By David Cage.
But in fairness, that is.
Just a sticker over the actual development.
In fairness, that
by
was
David Cage.
That was David Bowie's Omicron Soul, the Nomad Soul, as you forget. But
Yeah, but I like David Bowie. People
Yeah.
love David Bowie.
and Bowie was fine in the game, to be fair.
He's a huge dick.
Yeah. What?
Just saying from Labyrinth.
All right, sorry. But at least like every game that he has,
He
in his,
has a huge dick.
I assume so, yeah. I've seen the bulge. That's what I said.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I thought you said he's a huge dick.
No, has. Like, I would
Oh,
never
has a huge
insult.
dick,
I would
yeah.
never insult him like that.
I'm glad that we've established at number 38 in this list Adam's Sexual Awakening.
Please, baby, we've been through
Yeah,
this
fair
long
enough.
But
before.
we also now know that like 38, like it's so bad that we've actually just segued.
We just
It's
started
talking
talking
about
about
David
David
Cage.
David
Bowie's
Bowie's
penis.
dick.
Yeah.
Not even his music or anything like that, just his dick.
To be fair,
A lot of his
they're
art-
both
uh,
impressive.
They're immensely impressive.
A lot of his art does come from that, in fairness.
It's incredibly
Just
creepy.
the confidence of it.
Yes, let's go with
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thrusting confidence.
Thrusting confidence. Okay,
Yeah.
Neil, you're number 38.
My number 38, we're going back to the PS1. And there's a horrible, soulless design by committee mess that was Legend of Dragoon.
Ooh, haven't heard that in a long time.
Oh yeah, one of the many obvious attempts to hop on the FF7 bandwagon.
Yeah.
This one was crapped out of a fucking hole in the ground by Sony. It boasted like 11,000 years of lore and it was total fucking horseshit.
11,000 years ago, this thing happened.
Yeah.
Now play this.
Now play this. Yeah, your main character comes back from some mystery 5-year journey, which isn't even that really mysterious nor interesting. To come back to his own island, which is now in the middle of a fucking civil war. It's like there's a backstory about dragons and their mortal enemies, which is the best enemy name ever. They're called Winglies.
Aww.
Winglies.
It's like Wing Lee, as in
Winglies. They're called Winglies. They're so bad. But yeah, so like, but the thing is, it's like you got the Wingley ruler, Melbu. I was like, no, I'm not taking Wingley City. I was like, I'm not taking this seriously. Stop saying Wingley, you fucking turd. It sounds like something I fucking have a children's program. So yeah, basically it's a real fucking bizarre thing about the main villain soul actually being the moon.
yeah, that's fair. Let's kill the moon.
No, it does actually happen. You do wind up killing the moon or destroying the moon, and then the summoning body. It's total shit. And then there's people who walk around these chosen divine people who are dragoons, but seemingly every motherfucker you meet happens to be one. It's like they're being
That's handy, isn't it? Yeah.
tossed out like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's just terrible. It's fucking man, it's so bad. There's so
You
much
mean you have to pay premium to get the good one?
it's so bad. Like, it had this curious quirk where like the vast majority of the chests only had like 20 gold in them. Like
Weird.
Exactly 20.
It's all it can fit in a chest, apparently.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so
I mean,
bad.
that's just the standard, going rate for chest.
That is, yeah, in fairness, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just so behind the
It's
JRPG.
high inflation with
I'm
those
so
chests.
behind
Yeah.
the JRPG. Now, I will criticize the writing and the dumb characters, and they're all shit. Like, you'll have characters who've just met now claiming that they're best friends and all this shite.
That's how me and him actually
Yeah,
became. We just arbitrarily decided to be best friends.
Yeah, we both decided that we wanted to top bunk and we had so much in common. that
I
we
am
just-
willing.
Yeah, and you were fucking bottom up for a long time, lad.
I'm willing to get, like, the reason why the game's not higher or lower up on the list, whatever the fuck, why the game's not considered far worse is because it is widely considered to be one of the worst translations ever done. But like the game's not interesting. It tries to use in the real by the way, the fucking amount of random encounters, holy shit, like it's really bad. But they tried to use like the Shadow Heart style
Stop.
button combo attacks in the fucking
Yeah,
real time.
and you have to wait for a circle to come in and hit the circle. at the
No,
right
Shadow
time.
Hearts was really good. I
Yeah.
quite liked it in Shadow Hearts. In this, no, it's really bad. It's so shit. The world building's crap. There's no side quests even to really expand the story on it.
Yeah.
Really repetitive music, which is hilarious because apparently people love they released the soundtrack as an album. I don't know why anybody would want to listen to that.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's so bad. Yeah, it's really fucking. It's so shit. Like,
See, I even looking at the kind of the images that were there online. There, it is even the overlay is pretty much copy and paste from Final Fantasy VII. Like the same color schemes, the same icons.
it is
everything
the best
copied
kind of
off it.
description I read of it is that it replicates all of the strengths of Final Fantasy VIII, but none of replicates all the weaknesses of Final Fantasy VIII, but none of the strengths. And I was like, oh my god.
That's a
Holy
fucking.
Because I even think of the Final
Holy
Fantasy
shit.
VII, and like every battle opens as fucking panning, cooking camera shots. Like, if I had to do this 1,000 times, I'm gonna fucking kill somebody. Like stuff like that would annoy the shit out of me, you know. But then I suppose that's like that is a.
But every combat, even the hardest bosses, like the combat all goes the same way: attack until you build a point, get dragon form, fire, break when you need to heal, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
You know, it's so fucking.
It's a JRPG, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's fucking terrible.
Respect the grind, as they say.
Funnily enough, though, not the worst JRPG on my list.
That's okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think I have any JRPGs on my list actually. I don't think.
I'm looking at mine now.
Interesting. Okay. I don't think I
I'm
have.
trying to see if any of the. Oh, I do have one. I have one.
Yeah, I don't have any on my JRPG. I think I got fortunate. I haven't played that many is the thing, so that's probably why. Okay, we're on to number 37 now, Adam.
I'll keep it short and simple. The Sims, which is just not my kind of game.
All right. Is you just
I put a couple of hours into it, tried to get into it, did all the usual stuff, killed my family by drowning them in a pool and removing the ladder.
sure we've all done that.
Watched them struggle. Locked grandma in a cupboard out in the garden. Watched her piss herself to death. You know that.
The usual. Yeah.
Had only a baby that had to go to school, was living alone, let it do that, and it turned into a toddler within 3 weeks.
I love that you kind of you were trying to organically make like a Lord of the Flies situation there, but in like suburbia USA.
And then we read the Nenetby saga as a brief.
I think that maybe is what's the Sims fan fiction. I think is what's kind of killing you
It's a
there.
brief thing, and I tried to get back into it after reading that and tried to play it again, and it's just like I don't want to fucking grind for a usable cooker. That should be like one of the basic essential things that you get with your house.
I think we did the Sims for Let's Ruin. I think it's the last Let's Ruin we did actually. And I remember because we were deliberately playing it badly. We were trying to be like a really awful suburban family. I think that was the whole point. And I think like the first baby was born, and like between the three of us forgot to buy a cot. So it's like, where's the baby gone? Oh, it's on the floor.
No, you get a free cot when the baby's born.
No, in Sims 3 you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you have to buy a cot.
Yeah.
So hilarious enough that the baby's just on the floor and it's just so fucking happy to be there. It's like,
Well, babies don't know any better.
they don't know any better, no. But like fucking hell, like that's just grim.
It's like, I've got the biggest cot in the world.
yeah. But like
None can contain me.
So would you enter this on your list? You're kind of satisfied that like it's not necessarily a bad game.
It's just not for me.
You just didn't enjoy. Yeah.
It's just here's the thing. I got more enjoyment from the games above it on the list, which was my criteria for ranking.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not that low on the list that I said I didn't get any enjoyment out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's competently built. I can see the appeal. It's just too much tedium. And like, I know in these kind of games you need to set yourself a goal.
Yeah.
When my goal was I want a fucking house with a chair and a cooker, and I'm still not achieving that.
Well, you got that in real life though, so you know that's a start.
And like, I'm not achieving that, and I need to do these convoluted things, and the game doesn't tell you how it works.
I know, yeah, you can't
You have to
learn it for yourself.
Figure it out or look up a guide, and at that stage you may as well just look up how to do everything.
Or just do it in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, my Sims is a world great successful writer. It's like, well, why don't you just do that? It's like, yeah, I never thought of that.
And here's the thing, I got it to a state, at the first playthrough I did all this shit, you know.
Yeah.
I got it to a state where they were fairly functioning, I made a character that somewhat replicated in normal life. He went to work, he ate, he got his hours of sleep, and he just kept getting more and more depressed. And I was like, fuck me. So if you want to be happy in this game, you just need to start with millions. This is too real.
They do say that the main rule for success is 1, be born rich.
Be born rich, yeah.
And if you can't do that, 2, try again.
Yeah. Was it? I think this.
Can you not marry into it?
I think this is the first time.
I'll suck a duck. I'll suck a dick.
You have to spell it right though.
I'll suck a duck.
To be fair,
he sucks dick so well it fucking quacks.
Yeah, they are waterfowl.
I think that's the first time in our list though that we've had like a game where like we've played it, but we just have accepted we're just not a fan of the genre. It's like, have we? I'm sure we all kind of have a blind spot like that. We found something we just said, yeah, I just don't like that. Because like I would have a similar kind of like hands off thing where like, okay, I know I don't like Soulsborne games.
Not fair.
To the extent where like, okay, I don't have Dark Souls on my list because I played enough of it to say, yeah, not for me. But the very least, like, do you like? I know Soulsborne is my kind of Achilles heel in the same way that kind of the life simulations are yours with The Sims. Neil, do you have something similar like that as a kind of a talking point?
Well, I do, but like I can accept how things do. Like, so what I mean, like I'm not into From Software games, right?
Yeah.
And I gave it my college try with Sekiro. All right. You can make it that what you will.
Yes.
But I still recognise that they're competently well made.
I think that's what Adam is saying as well.
And
yeah.
that they're not bad games. I just don't like it. You know.
This is what we're talking about here. Yeah.
That's a difference there. I can see why somebody would like it. Why somebody's into that. You know.
For me with The Sims, I would like there to be a game in it
that's
as well.
Point. But I think isn't that the point that there is no real game? It's just
a simulation.
Well, we're getting into things here. This is why Minecraft is popular.
Yeah, that's the thing. I played the first Sims and I loved it. That soaked up huge amounts of my time. But then I just bounced off it. Like I never got into the sequels.
Yeah, because you got your fill there. Like what else the sequels could give you except for just more of the same. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, like this is great. I can buy M&S branded shit. Fuck that.
Yeah.
No, that's again, it's not on my list, so I'm going to say this. So that's what Minecraft is for me. Like I would never touch creative mode in Minecraft. I recognize that that's where all of the big impressive build things come in.
Yeah.
For me, like, okay, I'll play a survival mode in Minecraft. That's actually something. It has a goal. You have to kill that dragon. You have to find a way to fucking survive all the creatures at night. Build a starting base. Set yourself a goal of building an intermediate base. Maybe you make it look nice. There you go. That's you using the game's mechanics.
Yeah.
Set yourself up. I set myself up with like, okay, I'm a vegetarian. Let's see if you can actually play as a vegetarian in Minecraft. Very difficult to do.
So what you're
very fucking difficult.
So what you're saying is almost like with Minecraft, because the survival is almost like your proverbial carrot. You've got a carrot and stick approach there.
No, but it's too real because it's so difficult to survive as a vegetarian in the real.
I built a wheat farm and then had to go out and hunt down a skeleton. It's like, technically this is vegetarian.
I mean, you can get a broth out of it.
When you use the bone dust to force the wheat to grow automatically, and then like you hope you get enough wheat from that first bit to make bread, and that bread sustains you to the next day to make more wheat.
I love the key word there was hope.
Hope is the key word, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll admit, the first time I tried it, my character died of starvation.
Yeah.
And then respawned, but then all the work was done, and I was like, is it right to keep this going, or do I want to set this as a permadeath? I'm setting this as a permadeath.
Yeah, permadeath, that shit.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so then my number 37 is something that has been mentioned already. However, it was a port that was mentioned before. So no Vengeance this time. This is just good old-fashioned Far Cry.
Ah, yeah.
Which is
Far Cry, what?
Yeah, I think Far Cry Vengeance came up once already.
Yeah, I put Far Cry Vengeance because the port was so fucking abysmal.
Yeah, so
I genuinely think I could have done a better job myself. And I can't code to save my fucking life.
Yeah, because you've had Far Cry 2 on your list already as well.
Yeah,
so we've had quite a lot of Far Cry so far on this. And I think, so again, Far Cry for me, I think just the playthrough just was really fucking unfortunate for me.
You got so many glitches though.
I did. I got something because you were on me for some of the journey as well. And I think it's just like, okay, I get that sometimes it's down to what you're playing it on, and I think sometimes when you have something when
you're emulating a game that old.
Yeah, and I think that happens, and I just like the first Far Cry game. I just think like
Did you get the version that was like patched or anything like that?
No, I was going to get the PS3. I was going to play the PS3 version, and I thought to myself, do you know what? I think for the sake of the playthrough, I think it makes more sense, even for my own kind of proverbial fucking street cred, if I play the original as God intended Far Cry. And I think the problem was.
Street cred.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't think of a better term for it because like.
Fair point. I didn't cap that.
Yeah, like I think the problem.
That's what I was thinking. I was sitting there going, "We're gonna let that slide, yeah."
Yeah. Apparently,
Let
yeah.
that slide, yeah.
But like the thing about it with the original with the Far Cry thing was like, the idea, the concept of Far Cry at that time was really fucking not out there, but you know what I mean, like where you're trying to say you're making this stealth game in this open world and there's so many things happening. It's not stealthy. This is the key point. Is that
I'll grab a cider first, and then
Yeah.
I will. Yes.
the fact that like it is supposed to be a stealth game, a stealth action game, and you cannot for the life of you be stealthy. It is completely impossible. There's no way you can be stealthy in this. Everything is too open. And the AI have fucking eagle vision. Where they're able to see that you fucking let off a fart 15 miles away, and they're all on top of you like that. So essentially, when you change tack from that and just become John Rambo, the game is a lot more fun.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and I thought to myself when I was making this list together, okay, if a game has failed its elevator pitch by a fucking country mile,
But was Far Cry the elevator? Was a stealth element of Far Cry like?
I think it was because like especially for like.
Because I never attempted to play.
Well, I mean,
Far Cry
it calls itself a stealth action game.
Does it?
Well,
it doesn't have stealth mechanics though.
No, it doesn't.
You just automatically know where you are.
No, the this is what I'm trying to say. Is like if it's meant to be a stealth action game, it's failed miserably. But
Well,
if it's a phone action sandbox game, I would say yeah. Well, I mean, you're trying not to be not to be detected, but trying to get from point A to point B, and you have all these enemies in the way. You can eliminate them and pick them off whichever way you can. I'm not saying a Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell, like yeah, that's fair enough, and Thief is a stealth game as well. I think it has stealth. It's supposed to have stealth elements and give you that option to be able to get through your people because there's a lot of fucking enemies on these maps, and you want to try and fucking polish them off, but like there's a lot there, you know. I maybe I'm kind of categorizing Far Cry to a certain degree, but like certainly for a game that's supposed to be open world and have all these enemies in it, like the only can do is blast your way through. And once you blast your way through, it's a halfway fun game.
Yeah, but just use your boat on dry land.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing where like I think that there's just that concept, not the concept, but the actual the.
Yeah, but what about the mutant gorillas that have exploding blood?
Yeah, the plot is fucking ridiculous.
The plot's absolutely batshit.
The plot is fucking stupid. Like I think the plot just literally like loses the run of itself.
It was built in a time when that's what video games were.
Do you know what? And I do understand that. I do understand that. Where like I kind of let the plot go mad because you know, as I said, like this is a time when like we're not really caring about the plot. To be fair, we're just having fun with the game, and it does have a feel of a tech demo to a certain degree, where it's saying, oh yeah, we're doing a bit of fun this way or whatever. Let's see where it goes from here, and the plot doesn't really matter because we're trying to double down on the gameplay. And I just think like. Again, I haven't played any of the Far Cry games yet. Maybe they'll come up in the Sandbox Jukebox series at a later time. But at the moment, the Far Cry first game was a really tough sell for me personally, and fully accepting that I'm not particularly good at the game. I don't think that really helped, to be honest. But as you said, I think I played a game where I hit every fucking bump along the way, and that's kind of painted in a negative light.
Wow, she got stuck in the door. I'm gonna have to reload.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
The nuke disappeared and it's not triggering the cutscene. Gonna have to reload.
Yeah, shit like that was happening. It's like,
that guy spawned in the wall and I need to kill all the enemies. Gonna have to reload.
Like I'm thinking like with every kind of like round I did with other people, like I'm thinking like okay, I had definitely had glitches when you guys were watching. I had glitches when me and James were playing, and with fucking all the other people we had on the show. Like everyone had like, oh, there was that glitch when that happened. You know, I was like, for fuck's sake, like it never got a fucking good run with it. You know,
you should have done like a drinking glitch or something like that. You
know?
know?
Oh jeez, no, I'd be dead. I will be fucking.
I'd be dead. And I only watched the last 30 minutes of it.
Yeah. So like I said, I think again, like obviously Far Cry has kind of like has got better since, it has to be said, if not a very fucking repetitive. But it's a formula that has been proven to work, which is why there's fucking 6 of them.
It's a formula that's popular.
Proven to sell.
Yeah, proven to sell. Yeah.
My main issue on the Far Cry, I don't know. I kind of disagree that you marketed it as stealth action. I don't think.
I would disagree with that whole premise
of
stealthy. No,
but my main issue with it was that like it kind of did profess to be like this mad open-ended world.
Yes.
Like, here's the player with unlimited. Like it really went all in on the freedom it gave the player, and then totally railroaded them into the plot. I was like, hang the fuck on.
No, it was completely open world. It's just that if you strayed from these very narrow.
Yeah, if you just kept going left, you get eaten by sharks.
That's it. Like I was like, come on, seriously. Like I know what you're doing. Like even back then, I was like, I know what you're doing. This isn't open ended. This is an open world.
And then the sequels is like, okay, I have malaria. I need to find a cure. All right.
Far Cry 2 was so bad.
Just give you more busy work then.
I'm going to go drive off in the opposite direction to how it says, because that's what the game says. My malaria is making it so I can't drive, and I've crashed. And now I'm being attacked by tigers.
Yeah.
So bad.
Why are there tigers in Africa?
So bad.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's it was a harbinger, if anything, really. But yeah, that's my entry number 37. Neil, what's yours?
My number 37 is a survival horror game.
Oh.
We're going back to the PS3.
Oh.
Awful lot of shit games in the PS3.
There were.
It's called Amy.
Amy.
Yes, that Sound of Silence is exactly what this game deserves.
Familiar.
No.
Yeah, this rings a bell.
Let me set you up. Have you ever played Silent Hill and thought, you know what this game really needs to be? One long, giant fucking escort mission.
I know the game.
Oh, yes. I know the one now.
And if you said yes, then well done. You need serious medical attention. Possibly round-the-clock fucking care.
Or Resident Evil 4.
Oh, this one.
Yes.
Oh, that's fucking terrible. I remember now.
Amy puts you in the shoes of Lana, who is escorting Amy.
This is the game that can't actually be finished, right?
It can be finished, but it's notable for the sheer amount of ways you can softlock it.
Yes.
Because, so basically the premise is so you have to escort Amy through this spooky town filled with demons. Demons. She's got magical power. She's completely mute.
She's supposed to be autistic or something.
We don't need to hire a child actress.
Yeah. But yeah, so again, going back, so the notable thing about this game was that you could softlock it pretty much all the time, because you had to utilize her powers, the little girl's powers, by drawing glyphs, by utilizing glyphs. But the thing is, you had a limited amount of them per session, per level.
Yeah.
And the thing is, some of them were like progression, something you need to progress.
Yeah.
Because they were used in context sensitive situations.
Yeah.
So if you use the glyph too many times and then you encountered a point where you needed it, let's hope you can backtrack and pick the glyph back up. Because if you can't, you're restarting.
Isn't it a really short game as well, isn't it? The playthrough's like only fucking a few hours, isn't it?
Well, it's an immensely difficult game because you won't be clearing this in a few hours.
No, that's what I'm saying, but
But if you perfect play.
If you perfect play, is it
if you perfect play, but my god, that's difficult.
Yeah.
If you draw a glyph, pass the point, then die, you're not getting it back, restart.
See, I'm really trying to remember this game because I remember how bad it was.
Now, restarting is something you're going to have to do. Now, the repetitive nature of this game, you're going to be replaying sections huge because, my god, the one thing this game doesn't have, the one thing that isn't repetitive about this game are checkpoints. Because they are few and far fucking between.
Yeah.
They are miles apart. Alright? And even worse, if you hit a checkpoint, and then you're like, right, I've got to the checkpoint, it's done the fucking spinny thingy there, I know what to say, grand, I need to stop this, I need to go get something to drink, smoke something, then I'll come back, and you switch everything off, and you come back, and then the game says, oh, by the way, we only stop progression when you complete chapters, not when you pass checkpoints.
No. Oh, that's a dick move. Oh, in this day and age, that's a dick move.
And also, it doesn't have a manual save.
What?
No manual save.
That sounds like an oversight. That's not even by design.
Buddy, you will redo sections of this game until you fucking cry.
Or just do what I did and not play it.
Am I misremembering, or is it Amy or Lana is the one that has a zombie bite, and you're trying to get to? Does someone get infected?
Yeah, Lana's the one that's bitten.
Lana's the one that's bitten.
Lana's the one that's been bitten.
Okay, right. So you're trying to basically get like Amy to safety before you turn into a zombie. Isn't that something like that?
It's so bad. Man.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Like, the thing is, right, and also the game, like, the gameplay is really unintuitive. Everything's got to be pixel fucking perfect.
Yeah.
But also, loads of it doesn't make sense. Like, you're ushering this fucking mute girl through, like, vents so she can get into an office. I was like, hang on, you can clearly fit through that. You're not like some 280-pound fucking behemoth. You can fit through that, bitch.
Yeah. It's
You can
gameplay
go
for the
through
sake of gameplay.
That's it. Like, why? How does she know how to hack computers? Like, yeah, great, she can cast magical powers. I can suspend belief in that. But she can hack fucking computers.
That's it. That's a bridge too far now.
Yeah.
But what the fuck? Like, it just makes no sense. It's all plots and. Oh, we need her to be able to do this.
Need her to
because
be useful.
We've
Yeah.
got a computer in this area, so we can't have the adults know how to work computers. We're gonna have the mute magical
Not
child do it.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, fuck off, lads. It's
Yeah.
so bad. It's so fucking bad. Again, the only reason it's not lower or higher up on my list is that I actually did not finish it. It is finishable,
Yeah.
but I didn't. Because
You just packed it in.
I
like, yeah.
replayed one section, I think about 14 times.
Oof.
And then I was just like, no, I can't. I actually can't do this anymore. I
Yeah.
just can't do this.
Yeah.
And especially with like all the pregnant like breaks in between, like if you're not getting like checkpoints and save files in between, yeah, that's a bit of a hard sell. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
How long are a chapter in on average?
I don't look honestly, I can't remember. I know I spent I spent about 14, 15 hours on it. I think I got to like chapter 4 or 5.
Jesus,
That's
that's
with a lot of
cruel.
replaying.
It's just fucking terrible, man. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Like, you can get it now for quite cheap. It's a downloadable game. I know
Yeah.
you can get it for very cheap. Don't.
Well, don't do that to yourself. There's so many better options out
That's a
there.
recurring thing I'm noticing is frustration.
Yeah,
It's an interesting premise
And
executed
like, here's the
poorly.
thing, like all of the fucking like the scares, all the jump scares. They don't utilize the zombies, demons for a right. They don't utilize them. Like, all the scary bits are like pictures falling off walls and like a gas pipe, because you're always next to gas pipes for some fucking reason. You're looking at this post-industrial fucking wasteland. They'll just burst. Psst.
Oh,
Scary, woo, it's steam. Steam doesn't even hurt. And no, the steam's not like a cover for then a zombie demon coming through the fucking steam. No, it's just the
Just-
gas.
it's just hot-
the
it's
gas
just hot
pipe.
gas,
Just,
yeah.
just the gas pipe. The fucking picture falls off the wall, not because the zombie demon is bashing on the fucking window.
I love it. It's a demon. It's like you were doubling him over. It's like the
man.
demon.
No,
It's so bad. Like,
Yeah.
Great commitment to the bit there.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing about jump scares in games is once you've encountered them,
Yeah.
you know they're coming.
Exactly.
Which is why I
Yeah.
think the Resident Evils do this well, because in a new game plus they'll usually, that didn't happen
They
there.
changed something else.
The
Yeah. Did you have that with Resident Evil 2 or with the remake? Where they changed it? They changed where Mr. X spawns
they
to
change
throw you off.
him, he pulls up it's him who he pulls up the fucking helicopter.
Yes.
And I nearly shit myself. Because you don't encounter him until much, much later.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that was good. That was clever.
was really good. They fucking altered that around.
Anyway,
That's how you do it right.
that's how you do it right.
Right,
So,
Adam, number
number
36.
yes, before we take a breather.
36, we've talked about this before a couple of times on this list,
Wow.
and I've actually made the points I'm going to make on this in my top 100 games list.
Oh my goodness.
This is The Walking Dead Season 2.
Ah, yes,
Oh
yes,
my
yes,
God.
yes. Yeah, I know exactly where you're going with this.
We've all played The Walking Dead Season 1.
Yep,
Brilliant.
loved it.
5 chapters, insert fucking average gamer word, a YouTuber crying on screen
Yeah.
at the emotional ending.
Brilliant.
Season 2, you're playing as Clementine. You've played through whatever it's called, the New Frontier, you're playing as 5 DLC pricks.
Oh, the
whatever.
500 days thing. Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
Whatever that was.
It was fine.
Which is setting up the sequel.
Yeah,
You start
That's
playing...
actually okay.
it was okay. It was
Yeah, but
fine.
It
was
wasn't
fine.
anything. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a pretense. It was a
Yeah.
prologue. Yeah.
This one, okay, now we're playing as Clementine. Kind of takes the emotional stakes out of it a bit. You're not protecting Clementine now.
Yeah.
You are her. You have to make your decisions. You have to play through the game. This sets you in a very meta-narrative mind space. Because coming from the first one, and I'm going to go really wankery about this.
Go for it, please do.
Coming from the first one, you're in a protective area,
Yeah.
depending on how you played him. How you played Lee is...
I think the instinct would be to protect.
I think a lot of people used him as a surrogate father for Clem.
100%. Yeah, that was the whole. I think that was the intention.
I certainly did.
Yeah.
Throughout that game, you're encountering people, making relationships. Now, this is another one of those games that has that issue with your choices not mattering. And towards the end of one, at this stage when 2 came out, people have replayed it a couple of different times and seen,
Yeah.
oh, okay, so doing that didn't change anything. He
Yeah,
still
it was.
died.
It is the problem with choice in the games is that like you have a certain endpoint.
If I didn't crush his head with a block, Kenny would have, and then called me
Yeah.
a prick for not doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only difference. Was Kenny might dislike you a little bit less.
Oh no.
Which was awful.
Yeah.
Everyone loves
Because
Kenny.
you love Kenny.
Everyone loves Kenny.
You want to do right by Kenny.
Kenny was the best.
Yeah.
Which is another point in 2.
Yes.
Where at chapter 2, I think it is, Clem finds Kenny, who was listed as dead at the end of 1. The writers couldn't figure out how to make the stakes emotional, so they brought Kenny back.
With like metal jaw and shit, wasn't he? Just
He just he put his last bullet in the kid and didn't get overrun by the horde.
Yeah.
Okay, grand.
He's now leading a group of survivors. Now Kenny was not competent to lead
No.
in the first game. He was constantly, I would say, the source of most of your problems.
He definitely was a shaggy the group sometimes, wasn't he?
But he was endearing and he had a good heart.
Yes.
Now Clem, when I was playing her...
I fucking hated Kenny. What fucking version of Kenny did you cunt play?
Now Clem, as you're playing as her, I had to step out of my Lee making all the right choices trying to protect the child. You're now playing as this child who's seen what he's doing, is trying to do the right thing. This is the adult that was with you that whole time. This is one of the decision makers of the group who was always speaking up. This is the leader of this new group. I'm going to listen to him. Me, the player, I'm like, Kenny's fucked up so many times in the past. He's just not going to make any right decisions here, is he?
It's right. The game's being played in the vacuum for Clementine, but not for you. Yeah, I get that. That's a bit. That is a bit better.
It kind of forces you into this dual mindset of you're looking at the meta, you're looking at Clem, you're looking at Kenny's character. Kenny's character took a fucking 180. He just went so wrong.
I remember that. Yeah, it's just like everyone's like, what's going on here?
What's going on? Kenny would never do this.
Yeah.
And nothing about character growth and all that stuff. He cares about kids. He cared about Duck. He was looking after Clem the whole time. Why is he suddenly shouting at her now and willing to risk her life for this one thing that doesn't matter?
And also on that point, by the way, you cannot use unreliable narrators as an excuse here because you have 2 narrators. Like it's you are yourself are the narrator here as well.
Here's the thing, like I'm entirely focusing on these 2 characters. There were other characters in this game.
They were, yeah, including some of those.
They don't fucking matter.
Yeah,
because every one of them dies. They're systematically picked off until it's you, Kenny, a baby that was born on the way. I think his name's AJ or something later on.
Yeah.
And then this one woman who was supposed to be a mentor figure to Clem, who kept being against Kenny. And it's like, okay, she is actually making sense. That is the right call. I agree with her here. She is making sense. That's the right call. I agree with her here. Oh, Kenny is clearly experiencing some post-traumatic stress stuff, but I'm going to stick with him because this is fucking Kenny.
Yeah, it's kind of using your like kind of like soft spot for the character against you, which is not as well. It is a one way of getting you to.
That's the thing. It's towards the very
cheap,
end. It's
though.
like
it's cheap.
The baby's dead. It's Kenny's fault. We're gonna have to put him down.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm definitely not doing that. He's strangling her to death. Kenny, don't do it. Don't make me shoot you. Kenny, stop this now. She's right. She's right. You're the reason this kid is dead. Bang. Fuck. 2 options. Let Kenny strangle her or kill Kenny. No option of saying, hey, Kenny, stop. Let's talk about this. Which is what she would do. It's put a bullet in his fucking head.
Not in his arm. Or, like, do anything, no. You know?
And then you stand up and it's like, oh yeah, I hid the baby in the car over there. Let's go.
So
I just wanted Kenny dead. It's like, fuck you, bitch, reload. Now, this is the only time I've gone back on a choice and reloaded.
Yeah.
And I felt so cheated when I made that choice because the game's narrative kept setting me up that Kenny was doing all the wrong things.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, I need to make the right choice here. What is the right choice? What would Clementine do here? What is the right choice? What would Clementine do? What is the right choice? I'm making the right choice. I need to see this out for me. Shoot Kenny. I assume Clem will go for a wounding shot.
You do realise that a character being a lying, manipulative fuck isn't the plot hole?
No, but the fact that she was right the whole way through, and the fact that Kenny clearly was in the wrong here. Like, he was strangling her to death. He was in the position in the narrative where Kenny is doing the wrong thing here.
Yeah.
How do we stop him?
Like, okay.
And then I got to the point where I was like, okay, there we go. Save Kenny. Yeah, this is a Telltale game. This decision doesn't fucking matter. Kenny's dead either way.
Can I tell
Why
you,
the fuck would I play any more games in this series?
Yeah, can I tell you my experience with The Walking Dead Season 2? And it lasted all of 5 minutes. Because I played 500 days, and I thought, yeah, it's fine, it's pretty good. Then I jumped into season 2, and the first thing you have to do in the game is kill a dog. And I thought to myself, I'm just going to stop now, because one of my gaming red flags in anything is killing fucking animals. And I think the whole point of it is to get across that you are in such an unfair, harsh landscape, and you do have to do these things you're not going to be proud of. And the problem with that is a fucking cheap trick. It's a cheap way to get you into the mindset of, oh god, this is going to be horrible, isn't it? It is so cheap. I hate it. I think it's just so fucking unnecessary. Because the dog is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with the dog. And then it just turns on you because that's the world we're living in now.
Oh yeah, because you had dog food.
Yeah.
And it decided to bite you.
And it's just like the fact that, like, oh, for fuck's sake.
You know you don't have to kill the dog, right?
No, but I know you don't. But like the fact that it has to give you it gives you that option straight away.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, the first time I think I did I felt that I had no choice, and yeah, maybe you're right. I think there's little ways you can get around it. But it's like, you know what? No, I'm done. I immediately I just like it was like a fucking.
And that's the thing. The first game had really tight writing.
Yes. And then immediately the first experience of my game is the cheapest fucking trick in the book. I was like,
and then
no.
Really manipulative narrative things where it's like, ooh, there's a twist coming. Ooh, there's a twist. Look for the twist.
Yeah.
Where is the twist? Have you found the twist?
You know, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not.
Fuck you.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this again.
You set this all up meta-narratively for this to be the predicted choice.
Yeah.
And then when I made that choice, you said, oh, by the way, here's the twist. It's fucking...
It's that this is the problem. Like I said, again, this is when it's using its episodic nature to go like, oh, we have to get to the end of the next episode. This is what Life is Strange had the problem with in the second game, is that we just need to keep this episode rolling until we get to the end. Yeah. Like, it's just start an episode, mild choice, dull cliffhanger. I was like, that's not how you write a game, lads.
And I've never played another Walking Dead Telltale game.
Yeah. And it's a shame because, again, I just had such that fucking, like, immediate distaste, and I see, and come by how you described it there, I think I dodged a bullet there. Like, I went and played The Wolf Among Us instead and had a great time.
Here's the thing, is I can't even remember enjoying Season 2.
I don't think there's anything much to enjoy, is there?
Season 1, I wouldn't say is enjoyable.
But it's engaging.
It's engaging, it's emotional. Yeah. Season 2 completely disengaged me the whole way through because, like, this choice didn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the characters died, and it was a choice between two. Guess who's going to wind up dead in an unskippable cutscene at the start of the next chapter?
I think for something like that, anything that breaks your immersion or takes you out of the kayfabe really is a death knell.
Yeah.
And like I said, when the first choice I saw was like, boom. I was like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, again,
you're not doing that. You're not doing that.
I'd completely forgotten that because I never killed him. I'm not a horrible person, Jonathan.
No, I know that, but the fact that that was the first thing is like, is this the fucking tone you're setting here? Is this the best you can do when your first fucking gambit is like, ooh, bad dog? It's like, no, fuck off. It's not happening. Not happening in my work. Now, number 36 is my first Sierra game in quite some time. I may have had one or two beforehand, but we're here now. Urban Runner.
Oh.
Urban Runner. Now, this one is, out of all the games we've had in this set here, this is the one game I genuinely did enjoy because it's so fucking shit. It's so bad. It's one of those ones where like this is a fun bad game to play because the acting is atrocious. So to give the kind of the preamble here, this is an FMV game, and we have played it on the channel. You can check it out in the Sierra Quest series. And I think it was yourself, Neil, and Burke Bob was on it, and James, I think. Mm-hmm. No, I think you were on it now. So we're jumping on anyway, and it is one of those ones that's thankfully short. Is the best way I can describe it. It is thankfully short, as most FMV games tend to be. Because basically you run out of money halfway through and they realise, oh fuck, this is 4 CDs long, we better wrap this up. So yeah, it's an FMV game. The whole crack is basically you're playing this investigative journalist called Max because of course it's a fucking investigative journalist. Every main character in a video game is a journalist of some description. And he's the whole game is set in France. I think in the French version of the game is called Lost in Town. Not specifying, of course, which town it is. Of course, it's fucking Paris. It's always Paris. And the hilarious thing is there's so many little things about the game that I just can't be mad at it in a certain degree in terms of like, of course that's a stupid death. Of course it's a stupid decision. But the actual deaths it gives you are so badly acted and badly made and with bad effects and all this sort of stuff. Like, they do like obviously with the FMV stuff, they have to like, they basically are doing like an action or a movement, and then it stops in the frame, and then like I'll give an example because this is one that's coming to mind where like someone is like, you know, making up a batch of coffee, and the person's just standing there. If the frame is frozen, they're not moving, but now there's just steam. So the only thing moving in the scene is a fucking steam effect. I was like, that's fucking beautiful. That is art right there, lads. You know.
Okay, so what's the bad thing?
The bad thing is the end. And Neil will tell you, because I'm going to splice this in, the rage piss. That's what that was. Blue, isn't it? Yeah, I like that blue. I was actually going to do my bedroom in that colour, funny enough. I went for Neptune blue instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just it's more like a lighter, paler blue, you know,
right,
softer.
Okay.
By the way, trying to be less gay by saying Neptune blue don't work.
Well, Neptune blue isn't actually a real colour. You know, I was actually pulling that out of my arse.
But I still understood what you were saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like when you think
as
of
an
Neptune,
artiste.
yes, exactly.
I
No!
It works.
Fucking no!
Neil is not a fan of Neptune blue, folks.
Get out.
That was, I think, the first rage quit on this channel, ladies and gentlemen.
A rage piss, if you will.
Yeah, exactly what it was. It's a rage piss. Alright.
Oh, it would be hilarious if you got this in one go.
Wouldn't be funny.
No pressure.
It would be funny. So, you had to... So, everything was building up to this, like... So, again, much like everything else, the plot goes completely fucking left field. We were starting off with this kind of like... I can't even remember what the guy is like investigating previously. He's investigating something. Oh, no, that's what it is. He's in a sauna. He's trying to like, interview somebody. And he has to try and find him... He's trying to track down this guy, and he's found in the sauna. He gets... The guy he's meant to be is killed, and and people are throwing the murder onto him. He has to escape. He's all this like, you know, there's a chase scene to start off, and that's like fucking stupid. And eventually the plot kind of unravels that it's like a secret cabal that's trying to make super soldiers, and you have this fucking like little Mr. Burns type villain who's trying to fucking kill him. Okay. You know, usual. It's like Dr. No essentially. That's the plot really. But the final puzzle is you in the control room of this like secret fucking bunker in the middle of Paris. And when I say secret bunker, it's clearly a fucking rented office building. It's like in the centre of town. You can't fucking miss it.
This game, it's like the definition of no budget.
Oh my god, like I don't think they even meant it. It's just that's all they could afford, you know. And like the fact that like there's a section where like in a sealed off room where gas is going to kill you, and even the shot they use to express the fact that you're in a sealed room of gas shows you there's no door jam. There's the air can escape out from where the gas could be. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like,
it's just cheaper to hire new guards.
There's suspense of disbelief, and then there's this fine gaslighting me, you know. But anyway, the final plot is essentially you have to reassemble a circuit board.
Ah, yes.
And you have to reassemble a circuit board, and then you do this kind of like, you basically like recite the puzzle you taught like an hour and a half ago. So your reward for doing the worst fucking like reassembling puzzle you can think of is then to try and remember a sequence you were taught 90 minutes previously. You know, so it was shit. But the fact that like, so we all had to go with this. Like, this was initially when Burkbot was doing the good game, bad game gimmick, and Burkbot just like tagged in like half an hour in and just got drunk, as we all did. Neil took the brunt of this one in particular, and said, "Fuck it, let's power through this and all this stuff."
I've never forgiven you for it.
You did that. You took over. I didn't pass anything to you.
To be
took
fair,
over.
This is the dynamics of our group.
Exactly. Yeah. No. See, this is what happens when Neil wants to get. If Neil wants to get through something that's terrible, he'll just drive the car himself.
He has actually pushed me out of the way to get the controller to do something.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How does this work? And it's like, just teach me the controls and I'll have it.
Yeah. So anyway,
I do it with love.
So the problem was then, so the slide, so this
you do take a lot of bullets for us.
You do, in fairness, and you make great comedy out of it. So this reassembly puzzle makes sense. You know, like sometimes most games have it so like if you get the right two pieces of card, they stick together, and that's it. Right. This doesn't do that. This does its sliding puzzle way, where it slides everything around, and then if you don't get it right the first time, you're snookered, and you have to start it again. Incidentally, you're on a time limit here. I suppose it's like the villains are right outside. They're going to knock it down. Yeah, the time limit is 10 minutes. It takes the cunts 10 minutes to open a fucking door. because you have it locked.
Yeah, you stuck the door jam under it.
No, you just locked it.
Yeah,
You
it's
have a
made of
key-
some
you have
kind of like
keypad.
dwarven mithril.
Yeah, you just took the swipe cards. Like they can just literally like you
Well,
took,
that door's mahogany. It's expensive. I'm not going to kick it.
yeah. Well, that's probably why because they couldn't kick it down. They weren't allowed to kick.
We're renting this office. I don't want to pay the fee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'll pay the cleaning costs for getting poisonous gas out of the paint, but I'll not pay the fee.
The funniest thing about it was, it's like they shot all the scenes first
And then built a game
and
around
then
it.
built the game around it. You know, because even like there's cutscenes where like
I want to make a movie. I want to make a game. Let's compromise and do neither.
yeah, exactly. But no, I can't be mad at it because like it's such a fucking ridiculous play. Like
Okay, but you haven't explained the rage piss.
the rage piss was Neil just packing up the final puzzle and literally exclaiming no, fucking no, and and Puppy Tina, her first playthrough on the channel by the way, just lifted the pretty end of go move and out into the toilet and okay that's just
Oh, it wasn't the part of the game where someone just went, I'm angry.
no,
and started
he went for a
pissing.
rage piss.
Okay. I was like, what does this have to do with this? Do you have to piss on the circuit board to make it work?
Rage. Actually, that would have made a lot more sense.
Well, actually would have been better off to be fair,
It
yeah.
would've been brilliant.
So anyway, we got there
I'd
in
love
the
to
end.
be able to solve a puzzle by pissing on it.
And you know what even the funniest part was, right? They obviously like knew they
Metal
had
Gear.
yeah.
If you let someone piss on you, then certain creatures won't be able to detect you later.
Yeah, you have to go to
That's
the cardboard
three,
box
isn't
and that. Yeah, and that and like number one or the first game where you get the wolves to piss in the box. Yeah. Anyway, so the funny thing was that at the end, the game designers obviously knew there was so many plot holes because they had to cut so many things off. So the actual end of the game is just every character and like their where are they now situation. But it's just explaining what they had to do with the plot. It was a literal a fucking celebrity. So the end of the game was celebrity squares.
Yeah.
I was like, here's Dr. Kvark, and here's what he had to do with the game.
Yeah.
Here's fucking Anna, and what Siege had to do with the game. Like, what the fuck, like?
What's hilarious about it as well is like it claims to be like multiple endings, so like because Anna can either live or die at the end, but it's not depending on what you do. The game just outright asks you if you want.
Do you want to kill her?
Do you want to kill her or not? Like it's not. It's not like a combination of
Like
choices.
she
It's
could now.
oh, we're at the end of the game now. Do you want to ice this bitch or no?
Yeah. and you know what? It's so it's such a hard thing because it is just like it just stops the
Yeah,
game.
the guillotine.
And
it's like,
Roberta
done.
Williams goes, "Do you want this woman to die?"
Was
And that's it.
Roberta Williams?
It sounded like her anyway.
Yes.
You know, it's like that's
I know it was produced by Sierra, but I don't.
I don't think it was now, but I choose to believe it was Roberta Williams. I live in the belief that it was. Choose to believe it was her.
Against all factual evidence.
Yes.
She's an absolute computer game fucking industry legend.
Yeah.
My favourite part,
Yeah.
favourite bit, is like there's so much like fucking absolute stupidity. There's the scene in the restaurant where like Kvark has got the sniper.
Oh,
And
yes.
the sniper would be very easily able to just shoot you.
Yeah.
But Kvark calls the restaurant to taunt you
Yes.
about the sniper. And you're like, well, I'm not going to fucking sit here now, am I, you daft cunt?
Well, is that the same one where like, the cleaning lady is also there?
Yes,
And like
I
the
think so,
the cleaning lady is not part of the game. She's not an actor. She just happens to be there.
Yeah.
So your man is acting as if he's being shot, and the other woman in the scene is just doing this, just going by her daily job.
It's quite the rare game. It's not rare, but lots of adventure gamers, it's gone up there under their radar because the requirements for playing it at the time were so high.
So high because they had expanded the box.
Yeah.
This is when the era with
came
Phantasmagoria
on,
was
like,
in a small cube,
Yeah.
and they expanded it
Yeah,
to try and make
this
it bigger.
came on 4 discs.
Yeah.
But the requirements for playing it were so large that even most game reviewers couldn't actually
do it,
review
yeah.
the
It was
So
too
there's
big a
actually
jump.
very little reviews of the game
Yeah.
around. So it's like it's a very it's not something you see a lot of.
Yeah. It's when they fucked. It's like the game was fucked from the start essentially.
It's
yeah.
partly it's the one thing it got like I think somebody called it like the Retu Brump, or it's because Retu Prey did it.
Retu Prey, yes.
Did a version, did a
Gotcha,
riff
yeah.
on it.
That's how I actually learned from the game initially.
That's
from
it,
my
yeah.
channel,
So many people have only learned about Urban Runner from that Retu Prey. Like,
Yeah.
that's been called that the Retu Brump
Yeah.
for the game because nobody fucking has a clue
Just
about
mentioning that, now I know what game it is.
it.
Yeah,
I
there you
watched
go.
you play it.
That's it. Yeah.
It's like you guys were talking the whole way through there, and I was like, oh, no, not ringing a bell.
Red
No,
to Prey.
not Red to Prey played it. Oh, they were Urban Runner.
Yeah. Oh, Lost in Town.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely trash.
Okay. Neil, to wrap up this part, your number 36.
Absolute fucking total garbage bullshit, which has been reviewed by far better people than us. It's 50 Cent, Blood in the Sand.
Oh, I actually have that game.
It's so fucking... do you have it in physical?
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually worth quite a bit of money.
Because the funny thing was, it was meant to be a prize for the...
bad games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That and Bin Laden Terrorist Simulator.
America's 10 Months Wanted. Actually, I'm wrong.
Sorry, I'm coming from the sequel game, which tells it from the opposite.
Actually, I am mistaken. I don't have Blood in the Sand. I have 50 Cent Bulletproof.
Bulletproof.
Yeah.
Alright, well,
Bulletproof.
Blood in the Sand is actually worth quite a bit of cash if you have it in physical. Because it's been discontinued, I think it's download only. I don't know. I don't even think you can download. I think the only way you can play it now is through physical.
Yeah.
Which is actually a good thing because
Like
it's
Death Row
trashed all game physical versions of this game. It's an inexplicably popular festival of mediocrity.
50 Cent?
Would it have anything to do with 50 Cent in it? Yeah.
It's there. It's no.
Like, he didn't even round up to a whole $1.
The game is absolute. The game is total.
With inflation now,
the game is absolute sweet total bollocks.
Yes,
But like
nonsense.
the fucking scores this game has been tossed at it. Like everybody's like, oh no, this is actually a really competent. It's actually hit a bit of a cult classic status, which, quite frankly, sickens me. And
considering the other cult classics you can pick from, that is not a good pick.
I don't know. It's absolutely awful, and it makes me think that humans just really aren't viable. As
Like
anymore.
Shenmue, Deadly Premonition. I can accept them as cult classics because people can have a soft spot for them. Like I have.
50 Cent, Blood in the
That's
Sand.
not no.
It's fucking terrible.
This is like that gang shooter where they just mapped 50 Cent over it, right?
Yeah, well, apparently, hilariously, the original premise for it was meant to be a Tom Clancy game, and then that got canned. And they still had all the assets, and they
decided to license it out.
And they licensed it out, and somehow 50 Cent ended there. So basically, he performs a concert in generic Stan, and
It's clearly meant to be Dubai, but they couldn't. They didn't want to clear that.
No, it's not. It's a fucking shithole. Like like the town in it is a shithole even before 50 Cent.
Okay, I may be thinking of Bulletproof then.
Yeah. It's a shithole even before he rips it up. It was reviewed by Charlie Brooker, which is one of the most hilarious reviews I've ever. It's probably the second.
I remember the review.
The second most hilarious review ever. And so basically, then he gets stiffed on the money for the concert, and they're going to kill the concert promoter.
As you do, yeah.
Until he gives them like this jewel encrusted skull.
Oh yes.
And he's like, the skull is priceless. And then as soon as he gets it, it like a wall in the room blows up, and then then somebody steals it, like a woman steals it, and then the game literally starts off with, "Where'd you go? Bitch took my skull." And that's pretty much it. And then you just shoot your way through.
And that's the plot.
You shoot your way through Generistan. Hilariously, there's a helicopter section only in it because one of the other rappers in the group, sons, played a game that had a helicopter bit in it and said, "Oh, you should put one of these in it," and so they demanded it. So there's a helicopter section in it only for that reason. It's pure combo shooter stuff like that, and you actually beef up the combos. The game has a dedicated button solely for swearing at the opponents as you kill them, and that's what you use to keep your combos running by cursing.
So they nicked it off to help them cry essentially. The top button.
Yeah, but Devil May Cry, if you hit a button to make like Dante like whirlwind his cock around.
That's the top button, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I haven't played that version.
Adam has.
You have to get to the quadruple S rank for that.
Well, you've got the airtight DLC on that one, yeah.
That's Dante May cock, yeah.
But yeah, that's it. It's so fucking bad. Brooker's review was hilarious. It's like, he's such an unlikable dickhead throughout the whole movie. I actually don't want him to survive any of the good fights. Yeah. He's such a fucking turd. All of his toadies in his gang are just, it's so bad. It's such a generic, by the numbers, completely boring. Like a game with a dedicated button for swearing is actually kind of right up my fucking guilty pleasure alley. If I found if I found guilty pleasure.
We played a game with that recently where we had a dedicated cum button, and every time I pressed it, you just sighed. So,
I think it was the overuse of the cum button. I think was the problem. Yeah.
You're draining that tank pretty.
And again, considering the context of the game,
it's so bad. It's so bad. And like the ending part is like whether or not you put a shutter up and down to kill a woman's family or not, because she betrays you no matter what you do. That's the girl who took the squad. It's
Look, you're not
again,
describing Shakespeare to me. This is a 50-cent game.
And again, the main thing about this game is that it's so fucking boring.
Yeah, but
there is shit.
It's a boring set of
blowing
games
up.
we have
There
here.
is
Yeah.
shit blowing up left, right, and centre. You have a dedicated
Well, the problem
you can
is-
course at the walls.
The problem is you're not an action hero. You're 50 Cent.
You're 50 fucking
Notorious pussy. 50 Cent.
Yep, and it's so bad, man.
Allegedly.
I love to bring that caveat in case he comes knocking. Yeah.
It's really, 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 really fucking so fucking bad.
Yeah. Right, well, folks, that's the end of this part of the Filthy 50. And we'll be back next time when we're starting off with number 35. Nice round number.
It's less than 50.
It is less than 50. We are actually making some progress through this. By all means, if any of the games that we have mentioned in this have triggered a repressed memory,
Please contact BBC.
don't leave a comment. Counselling is available if you need it. But if you want to share your thoughts anyway, let us know.
Get the counselling first and then tell us about it so we can laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the
Or
main thing.
if you feel we could benefit from this counselling.
Yeah, forget about it. We're too far gone. Because we are going to end this. We are going to continue this series no matter what happens.
We have already played the games. The damage is done.
The damage is done, exactly.
We are beyond them.
Yeah, beyond help. They've started drinking.
For many reasons.
It's going to get worse from here. So, until next time, when we come back with more, another set of terrible games, we'll see you next time on the Filthy 50.
I need a drink.
Yeah, that's the worst intro ever.